Hello everyone, Rick Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of Verge, recorder of videos, and a tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patron D&D. Platinum level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons & Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/RogueWatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables. These Patron D&D games are not live streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can watch more D&D sessions, reviews, and crafting streams on my channel, read recaps at RogueWatson.com, and listen to all of these shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow me on Twitter at Rogue Watson and join our Discord server with invite link in the description below. Welcome to Chapter 1, Episode 2 of our Empire of the Ghouls campaign, designed by Richard Green and published by Kobold Press. This session, I am joined by patrons Brandon, playing Bahn, the Kobold Bard.
Hello.
Dory, playing Io, the gearforged Circle of the Moon Druid.
Hello.
Quarry, playing Lucian Drago, the dhampir Clockwork Soul Sorcerer.
Hello.
Christopher, playing Rye, the Shadow Fey Black Powder Sorcerer.
Hello.
Stan, playing Alaric, the dhampir Death Domain Cleric.
Greetings.
Previously on Empire of the Ghouls. With tension towards kobolds growing increasingly hostile in the free city of Zobeck, a group of adventurers are hired by their friendly local tavern owner to protect his nephew, Brick, who's been implicated in a kidnapping, the latest in an alarming trend of missing persons. The party protects the young kobold as he completes his chores around the city of Zobeck, fending off thugs, meeting with a kobold investigator, and a tense showdown with the father of the missing young woman. The next day, the party accompanies Brick to the abandoned mines beneath Zobeck, known as the Cartways, to retrieve exotic ingredients from a new buyer. The expedition is perilous. The party survives attacks by bandits and ghouls. The supplier is an alchemist and a necromancer who was killed by his own animated creations. These same undead limbs nearly end the party in a brutal battle that leads to half the party dropping unconscious. A note on the body of the slain necromancer mentions strange goings-on in the Cartways of robed figures lurking around at night. The adventurers return to the Rampant Roach with the ingredients in tow. Before they can rest, however, the tavern is attacked by an angry mob led by the distraught father who demand their kobold charge face justice. Place you all back in the Roach. And we've got some new party members this time. As things are heating up a bit, Quarry, why don't we start with you? Can you tell us about your character, Lucian?
Yeah. So you see a 6-foot tall, pale, human-ish male with ashen skin and amber eyes. He's considered dashing with tousled black hair and a goatee. And if you had a closer look, one might consider something a little off. And that is because he is a dhampir, and with a little hint of elvish features. His clothes are of fine make, a black vest and pants with a white dress shirt, but they're showing signs of wear. And he does have a small gold chain leading to his breast pocket, which belongs to a small pocket watch. Yeah, and he'll actually come out and say, where did you all go yesterday? We were out here eating wings. I went into the bathroom to wash my hands. I come out and everybody's gone.
Had quite the adventure. Rye is the other new patron in here. Why don't you please introduce your character, Christopher?
Sure. So Rye, when you look at Rye, he's a elvish shadow fey. So he's got white hair, kind of grayish blue skin. These spectacles, like goggles, with like a reddish tint to the glass. What you probably notice about him that's different than most is that he's carrying firearms. Across his back, he's got a musket. He's got a bandolier, just under his duster, with bullets. He's got a belt with 2 pistol holders, but only 1 pistol. And his 5 words are haunted, loud, troubled, inadequate, and explosive. And his quirk is that he doesn't feel physical pain. That should be interesting.
It should be. All right. And yeah, for whatever reason, you all may be already a part of this entourage, or maybe you're just coming on for the first time, but you find yourselves in the middle of this event, and the rest of you have returned from this excursion. Your companions, Kovac and Garrosh, have retired to other areas, but the 3 of you returned with Brick to the Rampant Roach. You did successfully, go on all the errands and turn in all the ingredients. However, rocks are now being thrown, crashing through the window, splattering into food. I like that. I think in the Discord, Christopher mentioned that maybe one of them landed in Rye's like pie that he was eating or something. Maybe that's how your entire adventure kicks off, as somebody just ruined your meal this one night.
I was just minding my business at a table, because you had mentioned at the end of the episode 1 that the brick went through and hid into a pie.
Mm-hmm.
That was Rye's pie. That was my
Rye's
pie. And and this was the 3rd attempt at this pie. The lady was not getting it right.
No. You're that
they kept
customer.
sending it back to the kitchen. Well, he is that customer, yeah, sure. And they finally I got it right, and then a brick came through and hit it.
And the rage. And you hear voices shouting outside. The voice of one voice that some of you recognize as the blacksmith, the father of the kidnapped woman, is yelling out for the young kobold Brick, whom you have been protecting for the last 36 hours or whatever it's been, to come out and face justice.
Garrosh, stand there and look threatening with your javelins again. We'll go investigate while you protect Brick.
I think we I think we made it that Garrosh and Kovac aren't here. Is that how we're going to do it?
That's fine. I knew Kovac wasn't here, but
okay.
I hadn't heard about Garrosh, so I was going to help
it's just
narrate.
in some areas we're probably going to have to be a little bit like, okay, how do they go? But in this case, it was easy for them to just break off before you guys made it back to the Roach, probably.
That works.
Kovac had a child support payment to make. So.
Right. I think he mentioned he had to get back home.
Is this something we should confront straight ahead, or something that we should try to escape from?
Heston has been warned. He has been warned to leave an innocent alone. Wotan will not put up with this. I will put an end to Heston. He will find peace today.
I think we need to remember, Alaric, that he is in pain. And I, for one, know the face of a father in pain. We need to go easy. Perhaps talk, perhaps hide Brick, but we need to not be violent with this man.
With that, Alaric will stop in his tracks, heading to the door, kind of put his hand on Io's shoulder and let out a sigh, full body, like, Erica, as you wish. But if this goes farther, I will give him peace.
Perhaps Lucian can speak with him.
I'm just kind of looking out the window. Why did you bring a mob back with you? What did you guys do?
I will.
They look angry.
I'm just going to put myself by Brick, just kind of next to him, just in case.
Okay. A few more stones come sailing in through the window, and at this point, the rest of the patrons, which is not much, you guys are most of the clientele these days, but a few kobolds are kind of ducking and maybe a random human is here, and they're kind of just ducking back behind. And you can see Skirtle, the tavern owner, is looking really worried and kind of like ushering people to the back, and is looking glancing at all of you very worryingly. And you can see Brick is kind of backing up, looking wide-eyed, and from outside you hear him saying, "We know you're in there. Get out!"
Turtle, is there another way out of here besides the front door?
Yes, of course. We have a back door. Got to keep it up to fire code. You go out
The only
through it.
problem with leaving is they'll destroy Skirtle's place.
Ah!
Well, I'm not leaving. I just think I want to be in the mob when this happens.
Perhaps we can talk with them a little bit. Maybe calm them down.
So
Before swords come out.
Lucian, you can start the conversation through the front door. I will try to sneak around back and get in position. I have a feeling this may not go the way we want.
All right.
Bahn, can you provide assistance to Lucian out front?
I guess
Or-
it depends on how well he speaks. So far, he just looks scary.
With that, I'd like to stealth out the back if I could.
Sure, go ahead and give me a stealth check. And you guys, Bahn, some of you who are glancing out of the shattered windows can now see there's half a dozen people out there, men, human, and you do recognize the blacksmith. He's got a very wicked-looking mace in his hand, and then a bunch of other folks that you don't recognize with him. 23 is pretty solid stealth, Alaric. I would say that you successfully managed to sneak out the back, and you've been at this tavern enough times, not necessarily sneaking out the back of the kitchen, but you can kind of find your way around relatively easily, to where you can take a wide route around to be where you can kind of keep them in line of sight without being seen yourself.
Okay. And if possible, I'd like to start slipping in behind the
I'll actually put you here, but
the
you're not.
rowdy. Yeah, I'd like to be behind the rowdy folk if I can.
Sure. The map's a little small, but we can assume you're behind them.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Now, the tricky thing is, because your stealth is so good, your fellow party members don't necessarily see you either.
Oh, told them where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. If everybody's ready, I will go to the door and yell out, "Stop throwing rocks! Hold on a minute. Can we please talk for a minute?"
Are you opening the door, or literally like with the door
Yeah,
closed, yelling out?
I'll crack it.
Okay. You see the big bald-headed, just very classic, huge muscle blacksmith glowering, stares. He says, "Who the hell are you? We want that kobold. The one who took my little girl."
We understand your rage, but just hear us out. There are innocents in here.
More kobolds?
Perhaps.
Give me an
Amongst
insight.
others.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Insight.
You notice the man next to him, the closest one, is decked out in some pretty nice gear and is wearing, has like a longsword, whereas the others are kind of just have, you can tell, like pitchforks and like, classic, like they just grab shit like clubs. But one of them looks like he could be a soldier. However, he looks, everybody else looks like they're on board with this. He looks much more nervous about the situation and keeps glancing at the blacksmith, the man next to him, and then glancing at you and looks very uncertain. He doesn't say anything though.
Bahn will kind of like slide up at the bottom part of the door, and he'll just kind of shout out, "Now, Heston, you know that there is nothing that's going to come of this other than you in jail. The free city of Zobeck will not stand for just murder."
Roll a persuasion check with advantage with Lucian talking with you.
D2.
Wow.
Nice.
You hear him yell back. Says, "Our justice is righteous. Law would side with me." As he yells back, but he looks a little more uncertain when he does so. And you can see a lot of the people with him, with you invoking the law, they tend to get a little more nervous and glancing at Heston and glancing back. And the man finally, and some of you that are closer by and interacting can kind of pick up on this as Heston, I don't like this. This isn't right. This isn't gonna get Roz back.
Yeah, listen to him. Your impudence is showing again.
You see him very much full of rage, and he starts stepping forward. But the rest of the mob does not.
I think Bahn would step past Lucian if he steps forward too.
Coming.
Like step past him outside into the door.
Oh, okay.
Like outside. Yeah.
Sure. I'll put like Lucian here, and I guess I need to crack that door open, don't I?
If I see them going for the door, I'm coming up here with them.
Okay.
If they're planning on going outside.
Yeah. You see him, you see just the blacksmith come striding up to, and so you're actually coming out to like meet him?
Correct. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. He towers over you, Bahn,
Yes.
and is just all, you can feel his just seething hatred radiating off like heat, and he's just sweat dripping down, and he's just slow grunting and breathing this whole time.
I will
I'm
shout.
moving to intercept.
Go ahead.
I will shout past Haston. Do you happen to be the husband?
The man looks startled and says, and Heston actually says, "You don't have to answer that." but you can tell without even an inside check, he even begins to like nod.
You don't seem to be quite as taken with blind rage as this man. Would you be willing to talk? Level-headed.
He looks nervously at Heston, but he nods slowly and actually says back, I don't think Rick had anything to do with this. The watch already said there's no way a kobold could have dragged an adult woman like that. I don't know. I don't think. And you see,
he can barely lift a full mug of beer to his lips.
Yeah.
Look at him; he's pathetic.
The whole time, Bahn is staring at him like with a sneer starting to form.
Yeah. You see Heston actually turn and shove the other man and says, you are no good for her. Wouldn't even stand up for her.
I was going to exit and be outside with Bahn. I don't know how to get out there.
Does
Okay.
he seem drunk or inebriated?
You can give me an insight check. especially with this being this close to him.
Just a 9. I'm too busy being grumpy.
Yeah, you're not sure. He just definitely feels like he's very emotional and rage filled. But now it almost looks like he's taking his rage out on the husband, who's like been shoved backwards, and you can feel the energy begin to deflate from the mob, the rest of the mob at least. And you can see the husband almost reach for his sword when he gets like shoved backwards like that.
There is something happening in the cartways that we're looking into. I recommend you head home before you make a choice that you'll regret the rest of your life.
Oh, what the kobolds are investigating their own, huh?
I don't see you heading to the cartways.
He huffs, and finally, he looks like he stamps his feet around, looks past towards where into the tavern, but can't see anybody, and then finally begins to sag. Says, "You find her, all right?" Finally, he drops his mace down and begins to walk away, muttering.
Io would like to actually call after him.
Okay.
Heston, please, one moment, and I will, if he allows it, I will run up to him.
Okay. He appears startled by your look as a gearforged with the ring of flowers and everything, and it appears to be. And you caught him in a moment where his emotions have kind of flipped, so he's just baffled more than anything.
I see the pain on your face. I know it well. I didn't always look like this. My father mourned me. We won't let this go. I promise you. We will find her. We will bring her to you.
You
Go
see
and rest.
him kind of rock back on his heels a little bit, as if your words had a physical force on him, and he appears completely disarmed by that. And you can see his rage just completely empties out, and just tears begin welling up, which he just, with one big snort, just kind of stifles them all down and kind of regains his composure for a moment, and then nods curtly and says, Yes, we'll find her." And he glances around at the others and says, "All right, that's it. That's enough. Let's go." Calls out
And
the
with
rest of the mob.
that, I'd like to very quietly, right in the husband's ear, a word, please, sir.
You see the man nearly jump out of his skin. It's just like, oh, fuck, and the rest of them almost like grab their weapons when you suddenly like lurch up there, but they're already basically leaving. And he just kind of he's wide-eyed now.
You chose well today. You chose very well to protect your father-in-law. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, do you work for the watch? I don't understand who you all are.
Concerned citizens, if you will, looking for justice, looking to bring peace to the city when we can. The question I have for you is, can you tell us what happened that night? Details have been very hard and distant.
He sags and says, I don't know. I actually work for Heston at the blacksmith, and I was with him that night. And he just looks completely guilty over that. I don't know this happened.
You came home and she was gone.
Nods.
What time did you get home that night?
It was very late. Heston and I went out for drinks, and time I made it back, it was probably after midnight. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I mean, it's her father, her
I
employer.
I understand. She was safe at home. A reasonable. You made a reasonable choice. I'm not blaming you for that at all. So we just had questions about if there was anyone else at home that night, or if perhaps Heston's upset someone in a business deal, something else along those lines.
Only thing that really changed lately is that just few weeks ago, she actually got a job clerking for one of the Zobeck consuls, Consul Melancha Vendemic. She was so happy to get such a nice job. Otherwise, I don't know. Unless she met somebody there or something happened. But that's all I know.
Well, thank you
Bahn,
for that. Was very helpful. Thank you.
Bahn kind of walks up as you guys are having this conversation, and his demeanor is totally different at this point. The adrenaline's gone, and he's like, "That was extremely scary. The thing is, I'd rather face those ghouls than that again." What what were you discussing?
Just asking details from that night. He was saying that him and Heston had a few at the local tavern after work. Got home a little after midnight, and she was gone. Only major change, she's recently taken a job with one of the consuls and seemed really happy about it.
Which console?
uh,
Not on launch of Endemic.
the very same. I will put that word in there.
The thing is I've worked with her fairly closely. With Balancha. Uh, Perhaps we should have a conversation with her. The thing is these disappearances, and he'll look up at the man at this point. These disappearances, this isn't the first one. Is that what I understand?
Yes, that's right. Been happening for weeks now, I think.
It
Oddly,
reminds me.
just about almost on some weird schedule.
It reminds me of home 10 years ago, before the Blood Kingdom came in.
Wow, way to bring it down. Reminds me of my
Yeah.
conquered homeland.
Yeah,
You
it
mentioned
does.
a schedule.
That's
As far as the time frame.
that's what the watch kept saying, that almost happens like I don't know what I think once a week or 10 days or something, somebody would go missing.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Unless you guys have anything else to ask the man. I
What's your
think he's
name?
had a strenuous day.
I'm gonna come out myself.
Victus Turner.
Victus, you made the right choice today. It'll be remembered. Also, can you believe they're still blaming kobolds? I mean, look at us. They have every right to.
I'm sorry about Heston. He's not like this normally, but this whole thing is just, it's scary. Worried sick. Please help find her if you can. I think the watch is just about giving up on this.
I'd like to come outside myself. Just, was it the violent scene that you came home to when you found her missing?
I think so.
What?
The window
Like
was
blood
smashed,
and-
and there were I think the watch called it signs of a struggle. I guess they didn't find any blood or anything like that, but things were knocked over and pushed against, and yeah, to where it looked like it might have been violent. And he looks like he's gonna be sick.
If it doesn't, if you would allow, could we possibly examine the crime scene at your house?
So Lucian, the rest of the party actually, or the first party in the first group kind of did that to an extent. They went to the house, they looked around, and it had been kind of mulled over already by the watch, and they weren't able to deduce anything from there.
My bad. I
They
thought
had-
they weren't allowed in. Okay.
Yeah, I thought we weren't allowed in. He stopped us at the door.
Yeah, well, you didn't go inside, but you could see the outer window had been smashed, and you could kind of see. I guess you didn't technically go and look at the crime scene in the house itself, but and he shrugs and says, "I mean, if it was in an official capacity, sure, but it's I don't." He looks a little bit nervous about letting like all of you into his home, I guess, to investigate.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. This is tough.
You need a warrant for that.
Okay. Yeah, I have nothing else.
Yeah. The four of you can have inspiration, by the way, for talking down Heston and resolving this peaceably. When he leaves, Skirtle, a tavern owner, rushes out to where he's in the middle of all of you and says, that was terrifying. Thank you all so much for saving Brick and the Roach. I can't imagine what they would have done. Look at these poor windows. And he's just fretting, and then he goes behind a counter and pulls out. You can see him rummaging around for a second, and he pulls out a sack that clinks on the counter when he sets it down. He says, "This is everything I have squirreled away at the moment. Please take this and meet with Koto Cragclaw. He is the Kobold King. I fear we're going to need all the help we can get, but he will definitely know what to do." Bahn, you
Can I cast?
real quick, as a kobold, you know that the kobolds generally like to govern themselves, and the rulers of Zobeck don't like to go into the kobold ghettos whatsoever. So it becomes a little bit of a mob boss situation in the kobold ghetto, and it's kind of divided up into territories ruled by kobold kings. Some of them are as corrupt as you can imagine, and others are perfectly helpful, fine leaders. You're not sure you would be able to pick out one from the other, given that you are more of a high-standing kobold.
City boy.
City boy.
Was the implication that he's given us the gold to use as leverage, or that the gold was support for us?
That's an important question to ask. He responds and says,
Well, even then, the reason I'm asking is because I think Bahn would start with, "Oh no, you shouldn't have," as he grabs the sack and pulls it toward him.
Yeah, I think. Correct me, but did he pay you all for?
For saving Brick, yeah,
Okay.
but not for saving the rampant roach. Is the way the way Bahn sees it.
Yeah. He mentions. Well, here's the thing. He mentions like, well, this will hopefully buy us a meeting with the Kobold King, and perhaps this can be an advance to hire your services. So in a way, maybe both.
Yeah, with some disappointment on his face, he'll be like, "Yes, okay." Well, we have two places we can visit. We can either go to Koto Cragclaw, or we can go see if we can speak with Melancha.
You also are, I think, in need of a long rest. I don't know, unless you guys.
I'm not tired. You're tired.
It is late. You guys are literally. This is coming. You guys have come off that day where you were escorting him around, went down into the cartways, did all that, came back, and this is the evening of that day. And even Skirtle says, please go get some rest. But if you can take care of this first thing tomorrow, Brick can take you to King Cragclaw.
Broadcast mending on the windows.
Oh, that's very handy.
That should pay for the. That should pay for the pie. Assuming the bricks weren't bigger than 1 foot, because I can only fix like a 1 foot.
It might take you a while too, like mending little pieces at a time, and but yeah,
well, that's magic.
That is magic, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. And Skirtle's like, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. It's almost worth having you here, asking always for your so many pies. Oh, you know what? It is worth having you. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, use excuse the last little bit into his mouth. Oh, because I finished that pie.
Just pick this rock out. Best damn pie ever had.
Yeah, Alaric will just kind of stand up a little bit straighter, rub his gut, remembering the events of the day. A long rest sounds really good right about now.
Yeah, you guys can definitely. And this is just a tavern. This is not a full like inn or anything, but presumably you guys all have places that you stay at. So you all are welcome to get a long rest. Some of you need it more than others, and then you can decide what you want to do the next day. And if you click on your token, you should be able to click a long rest button or macro. It should take care of all your things.
It's a short rest button, not a long rest.
That's all I see myself.
Let's see.
It's on the bottom on my screen.
Oh yeah.
If you click it, if you click it in bar, it'll put it down at the bottom. But at the top on the token, it's only the group initiative and short rest.
Hit it in the character sheet.
Show as token action. Let's see if. Okay, click it now.
Yeah, it is up there now.
Okay, sorry. I had missed a checkbox.
How much was in the sack as far as gold?
Also a good
If nobody
question.
stops him, Bonnie's going to take it home and count through all of it.
Yeah, I was starting counting that. There's 25 gold in there.
There's 20 gold in there.
Hey, everybody. He gave us a sack of 20 gold. There's always one party member skipping a little off the top.
Budget cuts.
Mm-hmm. That's the tax of the one who keeps track of all the inventory right there.
Service fees.
The next day, you all can make some inquiries to Melancha. That is not something that somebody who you can, and Bahn, you would know this, you can just meet with. You absolutely need an appointment. And you would be the only one who could maybe even come close to the secretary. And you are very forcibly rebuffed, saying that she's actually been out for a number of days. And they're not sure when she's coming back. She's taken a leave of absence. That is as much, and you feel like you wouldn't even get that much information except that you have worked for her.
Sure. Yeah. At that point, yeah, we'll just. I assume we don't need to roleplay too much there. We can just basically go ahead and try to meet up at the Rampant Roach and have Brick get us to King Kobold.
King Kobold. Yeah, Brick is nervous, anxious about this meeting, and he is willing to take you all into the Kobold Ghetto as we return back to the map of Zobeck. You guys travel from the Rampant Roach, which is really just outside of the ghetto area. Some of you, actually, I would go ahead and say probably, maybe Bahn, but none of you have been inside this area before. Brick leads you all through the cramped streets of the Kobold Ghetto. The upper levels of the neighborhood are strewn in sheets, blankets, and tarps in an attempt to block out the sun during the day, as kobolds have sunlight sensitivity. Brick carries a torch wrapped in a dyed cloth, producing a blue flame, and he mentions that that's a signal to the others that you're with him. And most of you have to step sideways and duck your heads while traversing through these cramped alleys and side streets. More than once, you see Brick has to make a hand signal to some kobold that's like creeping up, perhaps a would-be pickpocket or something, and kind of shoos them away. And every kobold in the area stops and stares at you all as you're passing through.
I'll change my cloak color to match the blue. That's his blue flame.
Very nice. Eventually, you are brought to a large building at the end of a cramped alley. A pair of large armed kobolds stand outside in rapt attention, glaring at all of you. Brick slowly approaches and kind of nudges at you, Bahn, since you've got the sack of gold, and kind of, points to them.
I will present the sack with my head bowed and down, and I will say, "Oh, your great eminence, King Cragclaw, please let us bestow upon you only the greatest that is worthy of only but you."
The guards kind of one of them like chuckles, and the other one just kind of shrugs. And they don't actually grab the gold. One of them ducks inside the building, and a few moments pass, and you can see Brick kind of like dancing back and forth and getting real nervous. And then finally comes back and kind of motions you all to step inside.
Oh, well, I've never met him before.
Inside, King Koto Cragclaw sits upon a throne made of scrap metal, adorned with faded robes and tarnished jewelry. Several guards look antsy at your approach. You recognize a blue-scaled kobold with a trench coat and fedora speaking to the king, who waves him off as you enter. The king says, "Here they are, Quarrel. The sellsword's old skirtle mentioned. Even more impressive than you described. Welcome to my court, friends of kobolds."
On will bow.
I'll give a slight bow.
Yeah. At least a nod of the head.
I'll too.
See, Brick bows very dramatically alongside you all. And still, and looks like he wants to speak, but keeps looking at you, Bahn, as kind of the more eloquent kobold.
Sure. He'll offer the coin and say, "But a small penance for the greatness that is you."
He chuckles and says, "It's small indeed. Hold on to that, boy, but I think we'll be using it to pay for your services."
He'll raise an eyebrow, a thick, bushy white eyebrow at that.
"That's right. We've been monitoring all these kidnappings and goings-ons. They've been trying to blame all the kobolds for everything. It's not us, I tell you. I have sent scouts to check the other kings and gangs of the ghetto, and none of them were involved in these
disappearances, although many of them blame each other. We kobolds prefer to keep to ourselves, not make trouble with big folk. Most of us, anyway.
He actually kind of glowers at you a bit, Bahn.
Yeah.
Kidnapping big folk? That's very bad for kobolds, as you can plainly tell. Now, practically want to burn down our whole home.
How can we be of assistance?
Well, lucky for you, Quarrel here has a lead.
And he nods to the blue-scaled kobold, which many of you met before in the previous day. Appear to be an investigator. He's got a full trench coat, fedora, and unlike a lot of the twitchy kobolds that you see around, he's very relaxed. Almost everything he does is very slow and purposeful. And he kind of nods to you all and says, "I've been tracking these disappearances for a few weeks. Was fortunate to catch wind the Turner kidnapping early. I checked out the scene before the watch showed up, trampled all over the tracks. Definitely a human-sized figure. Only one, I believe. Asked around, and a few folks have brought up seeing a cloaked figure skulking around Lower Zobeck. Bit like that fella there, but a little bigger than you." He points to Alaric. "I caught sight of him once the other night as he was ducking into the cartways. Tried to follow, but I lost him. Turned into some old crypt deep underground." Now, I know you folks were in the cartways recently. Have you been able to confirm anything weird going on down there?
Alaric, tell him all about it.
Nothing unusual besides
Oh.
where we're at, ghouls and necromancers. Nothing unusual.
Yeah. Those are some serious red flags, I'd say.
I was going to say, Pod looks at you with his jaw kind of open.
That stuff this close to the city, that's real bad. That's a lot worse than kobolds.
I would agree. You folks tend to be rather friendly. I haven't had any issue with you in the time I've been here.
And I would say the same for you. And at this point, the king is getting impatient. He's like,
All right, Quarrel. You can marry your friends some other time. Oh, this is business. Now, Quarrel can escort all of you to where he saw that big cloaked figure in the catacombs. Yes, and of course, I, with my glorious wealth and standing, will offer to pay you all for the service of taking care of this insidiousness beneath the town that is kidnapping people and blaming it on us.
One question, King. What is your definition of take care of?
I don't care what you do. The
That's
nice
all
thing
I
of being
needed.
king
Thank
is I
you.
get to turn a blind eye to any goings on that happens, especially down there. There's no jurisdiction down there. Don't worry about the watch coming after you. That's not gonna happen. They don't go down there. Just like they don't come in here.
Understood. Thank you.
Now, with the money that your old Skirtle brought, via his nervous little boy there, I believe we can cobble together a princely sum of 200 gold pieces.
you can tell he's pausing to wait for you all to be impressed.
Each?
Impre-
And
That is always the player response.
200 gold pieces for your group. That survives, of course.
Plus this 15 gold, right?
Also, I was something of an adventurer back in my day as well. I'm willing to let you in on some of my old goodies that I've acquired over the years.
And you see Brick actually drop to on his knees, and he says,
Oh, King Koto, you do not have to do that.
and you can see the king just drinks this adjuration up. Says,
Oh, my boy, it's for the good of the kobolds. Not every day we have these pale human figures and a gearforged and whatever that is, and he motions to Rye, come into our territory and are willing to help us. Am I not a benevolent king?
Well, I mean, I might have something to do with this, but yes, it is all you.
he glares at you some more. You can tell he really wants to be top kobold right now, and you are like fucking up his vibe real bad.
Although Bahn does have one heck of an entourage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take his job.
Yeah, he's getting all kind of jelly with her. He produces. He kind of motions, and you can see a kobold like decked out in very fancy dress approaches with a black candle on a pillow, and just kind of presents it out.
It says, I think you'll find this one particularly enjoyable for those of your profession.
And you don't have to identify it because he explains what it is. Is a candle of summoning. This black candle burns with an eerie green flame. The candle's magic is activated when the candle is lit, which requires an action. When lit, the candle sheds bright light and dim light. That's exciting. Each creature in the candle's light has advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration on conjuration spells. After burning for an hour, the flame is magically non-magically snuffed. That is destroyed. Alternatively, when you light the candle for the first time, you can cast the Spirit Guardian spell with it with a spell save of DC 15. Doing so destroys the candle.
That is shiny. That is very shiny.
Whichever one of you wants to grab it, he seems to be offering that to all of you.
DM question, does it have to be something that would be on your spell list? For Spirit Guardians, or anybody can use it?
I think anybody can use it, yeah. You can cast Spirit Guardians with it, so I think literally anybody can cast it.
Well, I mean, this is a small huddle that
Sidebar,
Bahn tries to get
Mhm.
with everybody else, and he goes,
Please hold.
"Well, I mean, for Io, this would be great if it lasted more than just 1 hour, because then she'd be able to see in the dark.
Mhm.
But I mean, in general, I still think it's probably pretty good for Io, considering I intend to stay pretty close to her."
I agree. I just imagine a bear with Spirit Guardians going on into melee sounds amazing.
We'll just shut the door and then see what happens after it's done.
Just sit there with our popcorn.
Yep.
Bear has ghost friends now.
Or just shove me through a door again and see what happens.
Mhm.
Winnie
But
the
I'm
Pooh
open
style.
to other suggestions. I vote for Io.
I second.
Rod nods.
Sounds good.
Bahn will bow his head and take the thing, and then just like immediately shift tone and just hand it to Io, like with no showmanship after that.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You hear the king say,
Yes, Quarrel can lead you to that spot, and I've instructed him to wait for, I don't know, a couple hours, Quarrel. I think you can do that. To help lead you all out of there so you don't get lost. And hopefully that leads somewhere where you can find these culprits and bring them to justice, if you know what I mean.
he winks with just hilarious exaggeration at that.
So good. He's one of my favorite characters so far.
But assuming you all accept, and he mentions that Brick can either stay here or go back to the Roach for safe reasons. If you wanted to stay here, you can. But Quarrel actually says that there's and the cartways there's entrances everywhere. It's like a subway system of a Zobeck. So he's like, you don't have to go all the way back out to where you guys initially came in. You can actually go down here in the ghetto. You can find a spot that leads right down into the cartways, and then he is willing to lead you, basically, because he knows the area very well and can lead you to at least the last spot that he saw this figure.
I was in as soon as he said crypt, so
Lead the way.
All right. What is the general marching order with this group, in case that were to be relevant?
gee, I have no idea why the DM would want to know a marching.
Bahn is still in the middle.
I am nowhere near the front.
With Kovac out, Alaric will take point.
Who's fighting for the rear?
It's either me or
Sorcerers are probably breaking up the rear, I would assume.
Well,
Although I might have a higher dex, so without mage armor, I still might be okay. Although when we go into crypt, I'm probably going to cast mage armor.
So the one I've got default right now, and if you want to change this, you can, is Alaric, Io, Bahn, Lucian, Rai. Okay.
That works.
Obviously, you guys can move tokens around once we get to that point. Also, Io, unfortunately, you are once again the only one without dark vision as you all go into the very dark cartways area, which you guys were in a section of the cartways, but now you're in a different section, so the knowledge doesn't really help you here. And in fact, Quarrel leads you on a very confusing, twists and turns, and you can tell like this would be not impossible, but it would be a giant pain in the ass to try to navigate your way back out without him. And he does mention the fact that he brought a sack lunch, and he's willing to basically sit behind and, if needed to, warn you all if any figures approach. But otherwise, he takes you down what appears to be just almost an endless flight of stairs at one point, and you feel like you're really down, like quite a ways underground. And then you get the unmistakable smell of death just wafting ahead. World says, "Down there, must be an old crypt. That's where I last saw that cloaked figure."
Shift cloak to black.
It's definitely a black cloak.
Yep.
Sorry, Io. What light did you want to use, or do you just want to be near your compatriots, or how do you want to do this?
If no one has an issue, I can cast light on her if you don't want to put a bullseye on ourselves. What do you all think?
Right. The bullseye would be on her then, right? That's fine with me.
Io literally looks at him and just shakes her head.
What do
I'll
you
just
have
push it.
that-
I'll just push ahead of the light a little bit. Try to stay as stealthy as I can in front.
What do you have on you that you want me to cast it?
My staff.
Okay.
So she's gonna emit light. What is the light? Is it 20 bright, 20 low, or dim? I guess. Or 40.
I think that's what the light cantrip is. 20 and 20.
20 and 20.
20 and 20. So with that, we light up IO with some better light. And you should be able to see. All right, can all of you, I guess I can point you. You're in the upper left corner of this map. Quarrel has remained behind after leading you towards this area, which looks and smells like an old crypt.
Just as a reminder, I have a passive perception of 24.
How the hell is that possible? What happened there?
My feat that I took, observant.
Good Lord. All right, that is impressive. That it will be relevant.
There's an argument to put the druid in front, but yeah, I'd like to stealth if I could.
Okay.
Are we all trying to be stealthy?
It's up to you. If you all want to be stealthy as a group, we can do a group check, which means you just need half of you rounded up to succeed on the stealth check. Automatically, some of you just assist the less stealthy ones, I suppose. Alaric, the rank subterranean air smells of ancient rot. 16 wooden caskets are laid within massive alcove shelves lining the long walls of the hall to the east and west, stacked 2 high in rows of 4. Wow, with heavy armor, a 19 stealth is pretty...
Wow.
With disadvantage is a pretty effective roll.
And lit up with the light cantrip.
Right. Hard to stealth with that going on, but yeah. All right, let's get these good rolls out of the way.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Well, certainly most of you can help Lucian, who fumbles a little bit, but the rest of you are super stealthy enough to cover tracks as you make your way into this first crypt area.
Knowing that we experienced before, making sure don't have any more pit traps.
Yeah. You can give me perception checks as you're coming through here, so you're actively looking for threats.
Do I pick anything up with my passive, or?
I'm gonna need you all to start stepping into this room for sure. You're still back in there in the hallway.
Oh, oops.
Wow.
I didn't want to move past IO.
Sorry.
They're all just kind of like, I'm not going past this druid.
I'm probably just admiring the sarcophagi right now.
Mm-hmm. Passives aren't picking anything up yet, and your active rolls are not picking up anything yet. It all appears to be clear of any dangers.
Can I investigate this sarcophagus?
Yes. Give me an investigation check, in fact.
Oh, wrong one. Cool. Narratively fantastic.
Yeah.
9.
You do your best to look around, and it appears to be just empty. I mean, it's even, rotted away in parts. You can, glance in there and sift through, and whatever was in here is long since just turned to dust. Doesn't appear to be anything of worthwhile.
He'll look over his shoulder and look back to Lucian and just be like, so is this like the bed you sleep in?
No, I sleep upside down. What's it?
Like a normal human, man.
Doesn't everybody hang
like a
upside down in
man.
their closet?
Are the lids on all of them and they're all sealed?
It appears to be the case, but you can give me more investigation checks if you would like.
Yeah, I think we'll check these out.
Any footprints coming through here?
That would be... Gosh, is that survival for tracking?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's do a survival check. That's an exciting one. Rye, you crack open a casket and find... Roll me a d4. Four. That's an exciting one. Roll a d100.
Uh-oh.
What? Uh-oh.
Nailing it.
Everybody's uh-oh. 96. Okay. So you're rolling on the Underworld Trinkets table. You find, hidden amongst this little pile of dust almost, a tiny marble sphere that vibrates gently.
Ooh. Can I sense any other properties?
It doesn't, you're not even sure if it doesn't even appear magical, maybe mechanical in some way, but you're not sure what the purpose is, but it just feels like a very odd.
Is it like a gyrosphere, like holding a
very tiny version.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
It's a child's play toy from an ancient god.
Or an undead detection device. We'll never know.
Alaric,
Excellent.
you do see some tracks. Some fairly recent, very hard to tell amongst, but a little bit of dust, like that's been pulled away in some areas to make a man-sized footprint heading down. You can tell it heads down here and then appears to turn towards the east down from this chamber to the south. What was everybody else's passive perception also? I know Io's is ridiculous.
13.
11.
12.
13.
Okay. Alaric, as you were exiting this room, you definitely smelled a hint of something much stronger, and you kind of glanced and could see hiding behind one of the casks appears to be a what looks like a corpse, but and appears to be a corpse that's kind of hunched over and maybe even peering out a few times with some malevolence, and appears to be trying
inside this room.
to hide
Inside
from
this room.
the one you just walked out of.
Okay. Knowing my most recent history of looking at bodies, I'm leading with the point of the rapier. No more gut punches. So it's like, guys, looks like we have some company.
When you say that, now that you've alerted your friends, you now the rest of you see several of these ghoulish figures who appear to be very emaciated and weakened, kind of crawl from behind, like they weren't inside it, they were just kind of hiding behind in one of the two stacks of floors. And 1, 2, and then 3 of them come glaring out, and they're upset because they were hoping to ambush you all, but instead we're going to roll for initiative, and there will be no surprise round. with these ghouls.
Don't forget to click on your token, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
No, it's
Ugh. 2 natural ones tonight.
How exciting.
Really?
On initiative, too. That is a bummer one to get a 1 on.
Did you clear the algorithm from the last fight?
Man.
Yeah, for those who aren't aware, I do roll individual initiative for each creature. Alright, do we have everybody in here? Does anybody need help with... Got everybody? We're in order, and appropriately, Alaric, you are first to respond to these creatures.
Okay. So I'm going to slide over this way to engage this guy. And since we've got the rapier out, let's use that.
17 does hit.
Okay.
For minimum damage.
Yep.
Gosh, 7 is your minimum?
Yes.
It's wild. I don't... You get to add your proficiency to damage?
I just click the damage button.
Sound right.
Should be 2. I shouldn't have.
I think you
proficiency
roll
on
an
that.
attack twice.
Okay.
And the second one.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, click on the actual rapier word. Yeah, that was an attack roll.
That's
So
an
is
attack
that-
roll. And so if I
Click on it in the chat box.
Yeah, sorry. Click
Yeah.
on the word
You
rapier.
have to go back to the chat box
Oh.
to do it.
Yeah, in the chat box. There we go.
Oh, okay. 12's better.
That's max damage. That's much better. There you go. I'm glad I could help you with that. Damn it. You pierce a good chunk of the that, and you've actually seen these kind of ghouls before. They appear to be very weakened, emaciated, and you think you nearly kill it with that blow, but manages to hiss at you angrily. Bahn.
Lucian, you'll be able to punch him in the face better. After I tell you to. You have Bardic Inspiration.
oh sweet.
It's a bonus action, and I will stab with my rapier at the one that Alaric just stabbed. I have Point Insider. So
You have
roll
pack
advantage.
tactics, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 11 piercing.
That will help you, yeah. All right, with your blindsider advantage, with the creature being having its sole focus on Alaric, you manage to come up and do a very heroic stab from behind and destroy that ghoul.
And then I'm going to use my movement. To how much like height is it? Would I be able to stand here?
Yes, there's a shelf on the lower level, and then about a couple feet up, maybe 4 or 5 feet up, there's another shelf with another alcove with another casket on top.
I'll squeeze into the bottom one and just try to put distance between me and all the other threats.
Good tactic. Alright, that one is dead. Got this one who will amble forth and try to swipe at Io. Actually, it's going to try to bite you with its savage hunger. If it manages to hit against a creature that hasn't acted yet, it scores a critical hit.
Oh, that's cool.
So it will try
Wow.
to surprise you and lurch forward with. These things look very slow, but it shocks you when they like start very creepily, like all limbs just scrabbling closer to you with this mouth open wide. Rats. It's always the ones you describe so well. But then you're able to dodge quickly and it falls, clatters to the ground. All right, Lucian. You've got one who has crawled out right next to you.
Right. I think we found the source of the smell. I'm going to risk getting hit, and I'm going to back up.
All right. This one will try to swipe at you with its claws. That seems more appropriate for a tap opportunity. It's a 15 hit you.
Yeah, I'm going to cast shield.
Okay. Comes up and then rebuffed.
And then from here, I'm going to hit him with a ray of frost.
All right, 23 definitely hits.
Yeah. Too cold, but he does have 10 foot less movement speed.
That's right. Yeah, slows him down a little
Nice.
bit.
I'm going to flavor it. I take out my pocket watch. That's my focus. And you see like a shimmering aura around him. And I slow time around him just a hair.
I like that. That's cool. Chick, 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 chick.
Yeah, I said to turn the time. The
Next
clock
on
back.
60 minutes. Oh, God, some of you rolled real bad initiative, but not as bad as one of my ghouls, apparently. Rye, you are next.
So I whip back my side of my duster. My mage hand pulls my pistol out and fires it at the ghoul. This one here, because it's slowed. It's only slowed, right? Other attackers don't get advantage. Got it.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just
it's just
a
a
speed
flavor.
thing, yeah. Not that you need it, though. 24.
More.
Almost a crit.
4.
Pew, pew, pew. Or it's probably more
When
of a...
Yeah, I was gonna say when that loud sound
It's,
goes off, Bahn like immediately
Yeah.
tries to cover himself.
Good luck stealthing now.
Yeah, it's loud, and it's one of my 5 adjectives.
Out loud. What do you got?
Oh yeah, I'll do that, and then that's it.
All right, that does hit. That ghoul is getting wounded, but still alive. Go to Io.
Okay. I am going to take my quarterstaff, and with 2 hands, I'm just going to try to stab down at the one that just tried to bite at my feet.
Yep. Ooh, we finally get a miss.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. You
Inspiration?
that one is a creepy one right in front of you. And you know what? A gun just went off right behind you. To be fair, like that's gonna startle anybody.
And her staff's lit up.
And your staff's lit up. You're trying to swipe. There's also just that's gonna mess you up. It's also gonna attract this ghoul, who's gonna come over and would like to go after that Shadow Fae who shot him, and yet because these creatures have pack tactics, it would like to go over to surround the druid and attempt to attack you with advantage, and this time swipe you with claws. There's the DM crit we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
He's back. He's back.
That's such an evil laugh.
For 10 slashing damage, and I also need a Constitution saving throw to avoid being paralyzed. by the paralyzing ghoul claws.
Do I just hit? Oh, there it is. Can't.
All right, so you take the damage, but you withstand the toxic effects of its claws. As we go back to Alaric.
Doesn't like seeing Io being flanked like this.
Mm-hmm.
So move up to go for this guy. And use that trusty rapier again. Which is not so trusty this
How
time.
trusty, yeah. Be a miss. Started off so well, too. Bahn.
Yep.
From my hidey hole, I'm going to chuck a dagger at this one.
Okay. $18 will hit for
7 piercing damage.
Wow, that is a nasty dagger.
What's that ringing sound?
Dagger lodges into that ghoul's shoulder.
I'm gonna stay in my spot.
Spot. I forgot to take that one off the initiative. That one is dead. Number 3 is still going to do the same thing, do the pack tactics on Io, but this time it's going to try to bite you.
Is that with advantage?
That is advantage.
I should have done something on the last roll, but I have something called Restore Balance,
Oh.
and I can take that away from him.
Enlighten us on how this works.
It's a clockwork thing. Let's see.
It's a clockwork thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Cause a reaction. Okay, I do use my reaction.
Did your shield reaction
Absolute order last
get? Did your reaction come back?
Oh, it has not been my turn yet, has it?
Is that how it works on a turn,
I
or is it
didn't-
by round?
It's resets on his turn.
On your turn.
On your turn, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess you spent
Okay.
your reaction on shield.
Continue.
Okay.
I
Good to
tried.
know. Yeah.
Although the question is, so he used his reaction at the opportunity of attack during his move. I guess that still counts as this turn. Yeah.
Hey, just out of curiosity before I die, can you guys see that my health bar has changed?
It's halfway.
Okay, because on my screen it is not.
It is not changed on mine either.
Okay.
I don't see health bars.
Oh no.
Or wait, no, I do. I
see
do.
it half.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's half for me.
You guys just
I'm
see
standing next to
the
you, so
bar,
mine
not
just
the
looks
number.
really long.
You guys just see the
Okay,
bar,
yeah,
not the
so-
number, right?
Correct.
Right.
Right.
I gotta refresh
I'm
my
gonna
screen.
paste what I see.
I'm just refreshing. Well, hopefully that'll work.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to
No, yeah, that might be a
steal your thunder.
visual bug. I'm not sure. Well, every time I hype an attack, I miss, so we'll see how this works. But so this is an advantage bite attack with pack tactics. Oh my god. Which is going to be a
I
crit.
remember this
These things
fight.
like the pack tactics, don't they? Oh, Io.
Bye, guys.
Oh, dang.
14 piercing damage. These things are swarming all over you.
I'm down.
Yeah, it just comes up. This might be a fun time to remind that a lot of you still have lingering injuries too, I believe.
You have inspiration, don't you? Can Oh no, that doesn't do anything.
She
for
does,
you.
but that doesn't help her on
Yeah, that
defense.
doesn't do
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I was like, do I have inspiration? No.
You
I
don't
can't
need
do
it.
any better than this.
Oh my god, a TPK again.
I guess I thought inspiration meant that you can force a reroll.
Hmm. That would be silvery barbs, I think, is what's
Yeah.
that's that bastard spell. Yeah, that's she goes down. And like I said, some of you still have lingering injuries, and that's something that once per long rest, you guys can do medicine checks to try to heal. But otherwise, it's I wrote down what the ones you all had, but various disadvantage on things. That's all it does. It's Lucian's turn. I'll take back-to-back crits here.
Yeah. All right, I'll step up a little. Can't really go anywhere. I'm just gonna do my thing. I will cast Mind Sliver on number 1 there.
All right, this is a
As an
intelligence save. That's a rare one. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
DM produces another trick dice from his sleeve. This is the most intelligent Bega Ghoul you've ever seen. He graduated summa cum laude from Ghoul U.
Thought it was attacking their weakness, but okay.
Good try.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
We're bumped by a surprisingly fortified mind. All right, the good news is you've got your reaction back. Rye.
I'm going to firebolt this guy.
They're both quite injured, I will say that. $25 will hit.
8 fire.
All right, that one gets caught in flames and quickly taps them down. Most of its undead body is now covered in burns, and it looks even more horrifying. And you think near... it was hard to describe undead as being near death, but that's what it is.
And does it.
All right, Io, I need a death save from you.
Do I just click death save on the sheet here?
I think so. That should just roll a straight d20. Success the first. 18 is a pretty good roll. All right, Io's still bleeding out. Means this ghoul is going to change to Alaric and attempt to claw at you, but it doesn't have pack tactics because the other one's not quite close enough. Yet 20, I think, could hit the cleric.
20 will hit the cleric.
All
Yes.
right. I was thinking you got some good AC, but 20 is pretty solid. 8 slashing damage. Ouch. Yeah, I need that con save.
Level 2. Level 2.
I think I know, right? I think I need the con save. What is a dhampir considered exactly?
I'm resistant to necrotic damage. So I get that part.
You're not technically undead though, right?
Did that candle come into play here? We didn't do anything
I'm
with the candle.
I'm a
did we?
quarter undead.
On my mom's side.
Actually, father's side, but yes.
Okay.
No, I'm half undead. We're half undead, so we get we have what's called undead resistance. So.
Okay. I will give you
get-
advantage on this save then. That's because considering it with undead or immune,
Yeah.
I think that's appropriate.
So con save.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't matter.
No, it didn't. Try and call on your undead resistance, and yet you become paralyzed by these claws.
This is a problem, guys. This is a big problem.
Unfortunately, it's your turn next, which means at the end of your turn, you can attempt to repeat this saving throw.
I think we're going to try to do that.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Still with
He's trying
advantage.
to-
I would
sorry.
give you still advantage.
Yeah. He's trying to scream, but he's paralyzed right now.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Wow.
He's just
Oh
trying to.
no.
He's looking down at Io and just trying to scream, and he can't.
Oh, this turned into a horror movie real fucking quick.
Mm-hmm.
You killed the one so quickly, and now, oh my goodness. All right, Bahn.
So,
One
Yeah,
is I was gonna say bleeding out, but I guess she doesn't do that.
Right, yeah.
Leaking.
So that's the thing.
oil?
As he sees her on the ground, he'll just be like, "Well, I don't understand what you intend to do with that. Io, get up!" And he'll cast Healing Word. As he kind of mumbles to himself, and he's just like, "I've just got to do everything." And
I love the asshole healer
he'll-
trope, by the way. That's like one of my favorites. Dr. Cox from Scrubs
He'll
is like
walk
my
up.
hero.
and he'll shove the rapier like into the armpit, like up from underneath. Hopefully that's where he's aiming, at least. It should be an advantage because she's conscious now, right?
Yes, with a 6.
Yeah, so 13's my best.
13 is good enough to hit a ghoul on the
Hey.
flow.
For 5 piercing damage.
All right, successfully, Bahn, you managed to pull off that very cool maneuver and stab it up through the shoulder and find something squidgy that your rapier hits, and it shudders and falls to the ground.
With my free interaction, I'd like to pick up my dagger that I threw at it.
Sure. All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, I would say that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Lucian.
Oh, let's see. I am going to come down here. I will cast. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him with a ray of frost.
This one is very, very wounded. That will hit, definitely.
19. 8 cold.
All right, your frost explodes into its head, and it just actually kind of chills up for a second and then falls over. And that one dies. And you hear the battle music fade away in the distance. Io, I need...
1 hour later, Alaric is still making saves for
That's
paralyzation.
right. just gotta pick him up and take him with
1
you at this
hour
point.
later.
Carrying like a boar.
We're
just-
like, he's being so quiet.
You're just putting drinks on his head at this point. He's just still standing there.
We keep reframing him.
Io, I need a con save from you for massive damage for hitting 0 hit points. This is a DC 15, I think. Sorry.
What does inspiration do? Reroll?
Reroll. Sure
Yep.
does.
Mhm.
I may fail again, but you know what? We're rolling it.
Oh boy. That's
Eric's using that algorithm again from that last fight.
yep. All right, you get to roll on the lingering injury table again, I think. What was your first? Let me see.
Oh, wait, is it? No, I didn't have a lingering
You
injury.
didn't have one? Okay.
Nope, I didn't go down. Kovac and I didn't go down.
Oh, well, yeah, you get to
So-
join the club.
So is it massive damage or lingering injury?
Lingering
Which-
injury is the one you want to roll on.
Okay.
You
That's fair.
have post-traumatic stress, disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and checks.
Great.
Yep. So as a reminder about our rules for this, you can have more than one lingering injury, though some do not stack or have obvious limits. All injuries can be healed via greater restoration healing spell or service. Healing spells can remove multiple injuries at a time. If somebody's proficient in the medicine skill, they can attempt a DC 20 medicine check, which requires a healer's kit and expends 1 use once per day to try and heal a PC's lingering injury. Disadvantage of healing your own lingering injury. Medicine check can only work for 1 lingering injury at a time. Your options are somebody proficient in medicine can attempt this check once per day, or you go to a healer and pay the big bucks for greater restoration. And I have right now that Alaric is currently suffering from post-traumatic stress, and Bahn has a concussion, and Garrosh has a crippled leg. all due to crits, I think, by the way. Every single one of those from critical hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I always write these down for funsies at the end of the campaign.
Alaric finally comes to and drops down the check on Io, and I can use mending to try to help.
While we were doing that,
Oh yeah, we
Wait a
forgot.
minute.
You've got special healing rules, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't get 6. I only got 3. So hang on.
Yeah, remind us all how
only at-
your gearforgedness
So-
works.
Any healing potions or healing spells, I would heal only half of whatever you roll. Mending, however, will heal me in a normal fashion. But let me see if I can find that.
That is a crazy limitation.
I'm not sure Bahn would notice that difference, right? Like, I think it's just that he had cast it in the moment that it needed to be cast.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it brings me up, so
Yeah, it's still healed.
yeah.
But we know that Bahn has healed you for the second time, only to get advantage.
Yes. That's
So as soon as you open your
That's
eyes,
true.
3.6 points.
Like, are you up now?
It made no
Great.
difference to him.
That is funny.
I think it's in here, but I'm not sure because it's so long.
You regain only half the number of hit points from spells or magical
Very last
effects with
one.
the words cure, heal, or healing on titles.
Yeah.
You also can't be stabilized with a normal medicine check or spare the dying. Instead, a intelligence check or mending cantrip is needed. Yeah.
Right.
All
Ooh,
right.
does that mean you can't even drink a healing potion?
You get half the
it's
effect.
just half.
No, it says
this
at
Wait,
the top
she can't.
you
Bullet
can't
point.
you can't drink potions or gain benefits that
Correct.
come from drinking, eating, or inhaling vapors. You can't smoke either.
Correct.
Unless you get hit by a fireball.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
But
she
it looks like
is-
also that mending only stabilizes, not
Yeah.
heals. To which,
his
if I would have known
mending.
that,
I mean, mending
I
normally
could have
doesn't.
cast that to stabilizer.
Yeah, mending doesn't normally come with hit points, right? It literally
Right.
just puts things together.
It's the Gearforged Spare the Dying.
I feel
Right.
like narratively there's a conversation as Alaric comes back and Io's on, trying to pick herself up and stuff. And he starts working on mending. Rye probably sees all of this happening at the same time. While that's happening, is it possible for me to ritually cast Detect Magic?
Oh sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure if we could do 10 minutes of Io coming to and everybody dealing with the aftermath.
Just to see. I don't expect there to be anything, but after I cast it, I'll walk up and down this hallway again.
Okay. Around this hallway, you are not detecting any magic.
Got it.
All right.
Other than what we're already carrying.
Did you all want to short rest now or keep going?
I don't think we have a choice. I think we need to short rest.
Let's go back. We'll come back tomorrow.
We made good progress today. I'm sure there won't be twice as many ghouls tomorrow.
I mean, I could rest.
Yeah.
I think it would be best for you, Io.
You all
I
can
think it really would.
plainly see that your forged companion is extremely beat up. And probably looking like a zombie apocalypse victim, just like these awful bite marks.
Alaric's got a nice divot too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What is that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say you guys are close enough where you could literally like retreat a little bit up into the hallway and short rest, or maybe even like just get a little alka. You're very certain this room is clear now. Beyond that, you're not sure.
we have a choke point down on the bottom. I think we could hold this. Especially with the ones that don't need help, like Rye and Lucian. they could cover that door while the rest of us rest.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
already clicked the button.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, you guys have a button to click. It doesn't. The button only. The short rest button only restores things that it would know would get restored on a short rest, which is like monk key points, short rest shit. Everything else, you have to manually roll hit dice on your sheet, which there should be a section to do that.
Now, my hit dice would give me true value, correct? Because it's not a
Hope
healing
so.
spell.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Okay.
can narratively, as you like, literally self-repairing versus
Okay.
magical healing. So yeah. Yep, just like that. So you click that little hit dice. The word hit dice, I guess.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah, and then you'll have to. I think you have to manually add the number. I don't know if that.
Yeah, you have to adjust it yourself.
Okay.
Back to full.
And while you guys short rest, I think it's a good time to take a break. We're about at the halfway point, so why don't we take about a 5-minute break, and we shall return after that.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
right. I managed to time it with the end of the song. How awesome is that? As we are returning from our break and from our short rest, the area has been clear so far. You defeated the few emaciated ghouls in this area, and Alaric had seen the very slight humanoid footprints heading south, and then towards the east. Looks like kind of a small little crossroads chamber here.
Yeah, Alaric's been spending some time doing some mending, trying to buff out all of the scratches and scrapes and stuff from Io. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this yet. Hopefully sometime I can do better.
His hands are kind of also getting in the way of me mending myself, and so it's like 4 hands and they're trying to do something intricate. It's okay, Alaric. Thank you. I'm good. I'm awake.
It scares me when that happens to you.
She's just
All
joined
right, what's next?
the club. And Bahn does have Song of Rest, so those of you that short rested.
Yeah, I would have told some story about a kobold who was coming up through the ranks in a previous war.
Does everybody roll their d6 separately for that?
I think that's
What's
how
your ruling?
we've always done it, yeah.
Because
Always had
if
it.
that
It does say each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
Yeah, we always did it. Everybody who short rested basically gets to roll their own d6 or whatever the dice, because it scales, while they're short resting, and just adds those hit points.
because
The question is, because you spent that second hit dice, so if you roll high,
Yeah,
we
Could
could
I-
retcon that you
yeah,
get to.
I would
Make
allow that
my-
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Nope.
Unless you want to take the one instead of the. You rolled really good for hit dice too.
No, I'm gonna just keep myself at full. That's
Yeah, his
That's fine.
story wasn't that good anyway.
I thought it was inspiring. It brought me back up to full.
There you
so.
go. All right, you appreciated the nuances a little more.
Well, I am a war veteran, so I appreciated
Mm.
the story. So
What is your max?
mine 13.
No, Doris.
20.
Okay.
I like to think that Io has a hard time getting over like Bond's delivery, like the narcissistic attitude.
Yeah, I took down your 20 hit point druid to kick off this little dungeon crawl.
It's okay. I'll be everybody's tank. I'll be the shield.
Lucian, your bardic inspiration has expired.
Got it.
Looks like we have choices ahead.
It sounds like
The
you're trying
tracks-
to sell. Sorry, it sounds like you're trying to sell him another bardic inspiration. So your bardic inspiration has expired. You need to be part of our payment plan.
We're contacting you about your bardic experience.
Well, table talking real quick. I had the choice between giving it to Io or giving it to Lucian, and I was like, "Well, Lucian's new. I'll give it to Lucian." And as soon as everything started happening, I was like,
It's all good. I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
We have some doors, but the tracks go down the hallway.
Yeah, there's a small antechamber here that has doors to the south and to the west, and then an open hallway leads east. That's where you can see just the vaguest of footprints heading east.
I do not like leaving things behind us. Check the doors before we move forward.
Can I listen
Mhm.
at the doors?
Sure can, yeah. Perception check.
All right. Is it this way that I'm listening, or the other way? Aha. Okay.
Yeah, the doors are here and where you are now.
Okay.
You hear the sounds of silence.
Silence. Beautiful. And at both, we'll just check both while we're here.
That one also sounds quiet. You don't hear, and you're probably specifically listening for like some ghoul ass sounds too, because that seems to be something you've encountered frequently up close and personal. You know what you're listening for, and you do not.
Where was the comma in that sentence? Some ghoul ass sounds.
There's the ghoul ass. I think was hyphenated there. Some ghoul ass sounds. Yeah, it sounds perfectly pleasant, one might say.
I would communicate that to everyone.
We open both at the same time.
The DM loves that. Let's activate multiple rooms, please.
As Rye says from the back.
Yeah.
Everyone just turns and glows. No. I'd like to check this door, see if it's trapped, and then locked, and go from there.
Yes, the give me an investigation check specifically to check for traps on the western door. It looks clear.
Looks absolutely fine to me.
Yep. The door is locked,
locked?
however.
Okay. I don't know if I've got the macro for Thieves' Tools set up yet. That should just be what? Dexterity?
I think it's
Proficient?
Yes.
So any of my dexterity proficient?
Correct. Yeah, you could just roll any of your proficient dexterity checks, I believe.
Just not stealth.
Yeah, because that one's probably super proficient.
I have nothing that I'm proficient in with dexterity. It's great. So we'll just add 2 to this, if that's all right.
Okay. That is pretty good lock picking check, I would say. You successfully pick that lock. It appears to be pretty old, easily pickable. When you open the door, it appears to be a collapsed dead end. The western path just leads to, you're not sure what it would have led to, but the entire area has been collapsed with rubble.
Okay. Kind of show it the Bahn. You want to go take a look?
Absolutely not.
Much for falling rocks.
All right. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Okay, give me another investigation check.
Okay. I'm sure I won't find anything here. Nope. Looks perfectly fine to me.
Clear as day for you.
Yep. Not trapped at all.
Nope.
And is it locked?
It does appear locked.
So 13.
13 is going to pick the lock. Unfortunately, when you do that, you hear a grinding sound with your 4 investigation, not finding these small holes on the walls to both sides of you to this door, and some iron spikes come shooting out of both sides of the wall. I need a dexterity saving throw from you, Alaric.
Can I reach and try to pull him too, to maybe help with that, since I'm right next to him?
Yes, I would give him advantage, but he rolled a 17, which is already good enough, but I appreciate your willingness to help him. You do that, but he appears to be already like dodging in a nice way. Alaric, you take a few, but you lose the brunt of it. You only take 3 of this 6 piercing damage with your successful save.
Okay. Apparently there's something important on the other side of this door.
Yeah, and unfortunately you did fail to pick it, and you can see these come back there and retract.
Well, you should definitely try again.
Surely can't trigger it again.
So the 13 was not adequate to pick this lock, huh?
Or no, sorry, I did say it was. Yeah, 13 is good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, 13. Yeah, you're right. You did pick the lock. Correct.
All right. And what do we find behind door number 2?
Behind door number 2, you see a smaller crypt with a bronze effigy on the southern wall depicting a cloaked humanoid figure with hands raised as if casting a spell. And you can see the lifeless statue is almost gesturing towards 4 stone sarcophagi that decorate 4 corners of the room. There's 2 iron sconces bearing dusty torches hanging upon each wall to the east and west at kind of regular intervals.
Do I recognize the statue iconography in here?
Give me a history or religion check.
Doesn't matter.
Just barely able to make out the features. You recognize Charon, which is Midgard's god of death and guardian of souls. Which is probably not an uncommon figure to have in a burial crypt.
Okay. So we found some sort of almost like a shrine. Okay.
Bahn, you cast Detect Magic before the short rest, correct?
I did, but I think it's only 10 minutes.
Right, that's what I was asking. So it's expired.
Yeah. So in here, though, I was going to ask if anything looks fancier than the ones in the hallway previous, as far as the sarcophaguses.
They certainly look like they are better preserved. You imagine the foot traffic that was up ahead is not in here at all. This appears to be a much more unmolested site, I guess, compared to the rest of it. Those sarcophagi look like they were rotted and had been looted pretty well before, whereas these look like they're more preserved.
As he looks around, he'll be like, well, let's bust these babies open. Let's see what's inside.
Be careful. This is a shrine to the guardian of death. Be careful.
They're
Is
meant
that
to be watched over.
I'm muted. Are there any footprints in here? Anything look like it's been disturbed?
Any other blood on the spikes besides mine?
Right. Give me a survival check to try to check around for. Yeah, there's recent blood outside the door now. This place looks undisturbed from whatever recent traffic that had disturbed the earlier area does not appear to have gone in here.
Well, with the lock in the trap outside, I don't think we have a threat to follow us from here. You can search if you'd like, but my curiosity has been appeased.
What's the statue made out of?
Bronze.
With no jewels or anything that are obviously.
No.
Yeah. Bond's not strong enough to open up any of these by himself, so he'll just kind of look, and if nobody else makes any movement, then he'll just turn around and start walking back.
Would I know that you can detect magic?
I mean, you would have heard me do the ritual casting for it previously, so yeah.
Do you want to do your ritual in here, Bahn? Like you did earlier?
I mean, if you guys have another couple of minutes, I could definitely try.
I mean, Alaric bled to get in here, so don't make it in vain.
He'll crack his neck, and he'll start reciting the detect magic incantation over and over ad nauseum.
I like to think that Bond gets annoyed even while he's trying to fall asleep at night.
What are you waiting for? I need some sleep.
Turn the light off!
Stupid sheep.
It's
One
REM
sheep,
time now.
2 sheep.
All right, sense magic within 30 feet. You sense you can use an action to see a faint aura around. Okay. You do sense magic emanating from the statue.
I knew it. If I was Clax, I'd walk up and touch it, but I'm not Clax.
And also, you want to tell the school
particular area? Yeah.
Yeah. The statue's hands are radiating with evocation magic.
All right. Well, we should probably not be in here. The hands seem to be glowing with the kind of magic that creates fireballs.
Point taken.
Maybe if we
Outreach.
knock one off, we can point it at something else. How about you, Lucian? What do you think now? No?
It seems
We could all back out and I can try to use Mage Hand and see if that does anything.
the way his hands are. It seems like they are meant for something. Perhaps if we hold them, but they seem.
Wha-
I have no answers.
Walking backwards as Lucian says, perhaps we should hold them.
Yeah, I'm just like, go ahead and step out of the
yes,
room.
absolutely.
I like the mage hand idea.
I love that everybody noped out of this room so fast.
I also have mage hand.
Maybe
He's
we
gonna hold
can
both hands.
hold
You
one
take
hand.
one, I
each.
take one.
I'll go to his left.
What's
Then you take his
the
right.
remind me?
It's
What's
my
the
left.
details for Mage Hand in terms of the
I will link
weight
it.
or
Oops.
10 pounds?
It's 10 pounds
Okay,
and 30 feet.
but each
You can
hand could do
handshake.
10 pounds. So, all right. For funsies, two of you cast Mage Hand, probably aiming at the same one. Get both those hands together, and you manage to lift the sarcophagus. You definitely hear a clicking sound, and the hands erupt with destructive, like black and purple energy in a cone in front of it. And it crackles the air, and then as it dissipates, nothing else happens.
Let's do it again and see if it happens twice.
It's for science. You do and it does.
All right then.
But does the lid go down? Does the lid stay up when they push it up?
They are able to, if they keep the lid up. It doesn't seem to be I will say it doesn't seem to be constantly activating. It seems to trigger when the lid is lifted.
But we have a third mage hand.
Lord, this is what happens when you have a fucking party full of spellcasters.
So
I also have mage hand.
you guys lift it up, and I'll go in with the mage hand and try to pull something out. See if there's anything inside.
I'm just gonna root around in there.
A grab bag.
Yeah.
A
Call it a
mystery
skeleton.
Pulls out like an elbow.
All right, with 3 fucking mage hands. 2 of them holding up the lid and the other one's scooping around in there. I can't describe what it feels like because you're not feeling anything. You're just kind of directing that mage hand to scoop around in there. And every time it comes up, it's just sifting through like bone meal. Like it appears the sarcophagus is just empty. Much to your disappointment.
I shake off my mage hand.
Flip off the statue.
Are all 4 like that?
For the for the purposes of science, you go through and painstakingly, I'm going to montage this. You go through all 4 of them, and the same thing happens. The lid opens, the statue bursts forward with energy, you sift through it, and there's nothing. And by the 3rd or 4th one, you're just getting so frustrated. Like, who would put this together?
So, is there a safe spot in the back corners from when this goes off that you could stand in here and not get hit?
You do, by observing this several times, you are fairly certain that it is literally a cone emanating from these hands in front of the statue. So technically, somebody could probably tuck themselves against the back wall and avoid it.
So, if we ever need a place to run to,
The safe
run
room.
to this room, get in the corner, and be prepared to open a lid. So this will be our fallback room. If we ever need to run back, this is where we fall back.
And relock the door. You just turn this into a game of Dungeon Keeper. Just put all these traps in between.
All right. Now I think, are we done with the game room?
Yeah,
Down the hallway we go.
Moving forward.
Yeah, down the eastern hallway, you come to what looks like another small antechamber. Appears
Lather,
to be,
rinse, repeat.
yeah, basically a mirror image of the first. This time there's a short hallway to the north, which seems to extend into another long, wide, alcove-filled hallway with stacks of caskets along, and then doors to the east and south this time.
Am I still able to track those footprints?
Give me another survival check in here.
Nope.
You have lost sight of the tracks. You're pretty sure they came at least this far.
I can't find them anymore.
Bahn tries the door handle.
You mean Clax tries the door handle?
Nope, this one's Bahn. But Bahn is also impatient. That is one of his problems.
It also appears to be locked.
I don't know if Io wants to take a look and see if she can find the prints that I've lost.
I've kind of stepped up to this hallway up here, and I want to give like a look and a listen in that direction
Okay.
before I look for prints.
Yeah, and I do have your passive perception on. The way I try to rule passive perception is it's literally you have to be in a general vicinity to start triggering what your passive is. But if you tell me, like you just did, hey, I want to actually search this area I'm looking ahead, then I will ask for a roll. But I do try to take into effect y'all's passive perception. But it tends to be when it's not a magical, like I detect everything around me. It's kind of localized. So yes, go ahead and give me a perception check for that room. Holy guacamole,
Nice.
our first player nat 20. You see beyond time and space into that crypt. With that magnificent roll and your keen awareness of all things undead now, you are fairly certain that there is at least one, probably more than one, ghoul-type creature hiding out amongst these alcoves. You can also tell with that amazing perception roll that behind one of these alcoves, just you see like some crumbled rubble. It looks like there's a broken wall along the eastern one that's a little further up north that seems to lead into a tunnel.
Can I see that one? Did you ping it, or is it outside my...
The tunnel or
Okay.
the enemy?
This one's the tunnel, you're saying?
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
Technically, you can't see it physically on roll 20. You're not quite far enough, but I'm giving you more information because you rolled such an amazing perception check that somehow you're just preternaturally aware that there is... Maybe you feel a breeze coming from there. You can see some rubble strewn. But you're fairly certain there is a hole in the wall that leads to a tunnel along this eastern
And
alcove.
And the undead that I'm picking up are they're behind the sarcophagi, or
Yeah, you can. You're pretty sure there's nothing in the first row, but there's definitely one lurking in the second row, and you think there's more than one beyond that as well.
okay. I will back out of the hallway just into this room and communicate that to the group and try to point where they are and then where the tunnel is. I think it's safe to assume the tracks probably lead this way to the tunnel.
It is the way forward then.
Should we not try a trap? Who's fast? Oh, by the way, the door to the south is locked. I tried it already.
It didn't stab you, did it?
Not that one.
Okay.
He did not try to pick the lock, though. Also,
Nope.
Okay.
just literally just did it and felt like it was locked.
Okay.
I'll pull out my rapier. Are we doing this?
Do you want to investigate these doors first, or? Does anybody else roll survival other than?
Bahn doesn't care enough.
Oh, okay.
I didn't roll well enough.
Okay.
I'm proficient in survival, but not. Although my
Okay.
roll doesn't reflect that.
I'm gonna look at everybody. I'm gonna step here, and before I fully enter the room, I'm gonna go and get down on all fours. Io bear.
Io bear.
That is so cool.
You know, this would actually be large enough for us to do another option. I can switch from rapier to warhammer.
You want to roll hit points for your bear or go with the default?
Oh.
It's 34.
I don't know. What would be more exciting, group?
Always
Do the
rolling.
default.
Always
Yeah.
rolling.
Or D10
always-
plus 12. Always be rolling as well.
Always be rolling. Okay, so do I just click on that and it'll roll it?
Maybe. I've never actually done that before. Clicked on the actual. Try it.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Alright, /roll 4D. What is it? 4D10
Or D10 plus 12.
plus 12.
Freaking meat sack. Perfectly average.
Perfectly default.
As all things should be.
Absolutely.
Do you have mounted combat rules there, Eric?
Well, first you need consent from your bear, but
Yes.
it's been a fucking while. Did combat. There are rules, but that's with a beast horse.
Bear
or
cavalry?
something. Not with another player.
Bear cavalry. Okay.
I mean,
Hold on for
what
that.
I would do is one person just can carry you without having to have their speed or something. I don't think
Okay.
we don't need to attach any extra rules to it.
Okay.
If you're both willing participants, then you can just take advantage of the mount's movement.
That will not impact my attacks whatsoever.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, bear's big enough that I think you can for the same reason that I wouldn't, if it was a orc riding a dire bear or whatever, I wouldn't, or a regular bear, I wouldn't impose any, disadvantages on the mount itself. So, yeah, if you were trying to carry somebody who was very large, that would probably be different. But
I'm game if you are.
there you go. Yeah, technically mounting would take some movement, but we're not in combat, so I don't think it matters.
Okay. All right.
Bear up.
Yep. I am now back to my Hussar days. It's great.
Okay. And I'm going to lead the charge forward if everybody is okay with that. And I'm going to stop just short of where that first one came out.
Sure.
I'm going to look in the direction of it, and I'm going to just let out this growl.
All right. Yeah, definitely no surprise, because you are charging forward with a mount on top. So you can identify another emaciated ghoul. However, peering out from and due to this is basically your passive perception, also pinging this creature, you see an actual full-grown, well-fed ghoul further north, also hiding was trying to hide in one of the alcoves, but now you've kind of come forth and triggered them both. So let's get some initiative. You guys are at least good about not being ambushed. Whether or not that helps you or not is a different worry. Because these are two different tokens, I didn't bother putting the number things on there. Ooh, I rolled some pretty good initiative. Battle music. Boy, everybody rolled pretty good initiative. Look at these numbers.
Not me.
I mean,
13.
Right? Like 13's towards the bottom. That's weird. Holy crap. 11 is at the bottom. That is nuts. We had, what, like 4 people below 10 last time? All right. Alaric, you are first. Once again, stellar initiative.
Taking a look, and since I'm not close enough to thwack this starving ghoul, I'm going to put out a spectral hand to see if I can give it a neck massage.
Oh, that's very thoughtful. Oh no, chill touch! That's no neck massage. Yes, 19 will absolutely hit.
Oh, jeez.
It actually was a neck massage, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Just a cool caress against the neck.
Yep.
One damage is one damage, I guess. As you somehow necrotize, rot some of its rotting skin already. I guess technically Chill Touch always has that, like, they can't regain hit points or something.
Mm-hmm.
Bahn.
I will say, go on, Io. You can do it this time, unlike last time. And you have Bardic Inspiration.
So inspiring.
I huff in your general direction.
5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. I'll go ahead and move up to here. And I'm actually going to have the rapier out that I pulled out. I'm going to go ahead and unsheath my dagger in my free hand. My offhand. And that's my turn. I take that back. I don't think this is messing up rules. Can I hold an action so that if it comes within 5 feet of me, I attack it?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Overwatch mode. All right, so if a creature gets within your reach, you will...
One of these ghouls, yeah. If one of these ghouls get within 5 feet of...
Yeah, it's specifically one of the ghouls. I stabbed the bear! No. All right, well, that will become relevant as this one comes slathering forward, so that will trigger your held action. Go ahead and give me that attack roll.
Does it come just to see if I crit?
It ends up right. Ooh, you are dancing around that crit.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
Oh wait, no,
And
you're not. You rolled a 13
then-
14. 7 damage. It advances, and this one was very emaciated and had just been a little bit chill touched. That actually kills it as it comes
cool.
up to you. A successful.
I tried to swipe out with my dagger hand, but it
Yeah.
already fell before that. I was
Almost
able
by
to-
accident, you just like lash out instinctively, and you just somehow get it right in the head, and it crashes down. That one did not roll well on its hit points, I will say that. That was its turn. Rye.
Alright, so he's going to move in. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And musket. Pulled a musket off his back. Can I can get. Is he undercover? Is he.
I love that you specifically got right next to your teammates and then pulled out your biggest fucking gun. Just
But
fired
the
it
rules
all.
around. So, like, it's loud, but it's not like that loud. I've made some modifications.
Okay.
To it.
They're gonna really like you. Just
How tall are you? How tall are you?
Elf average size. So 5'10", 5'11".
You're using Bahn as a rest.
Well,
as a
that's what
bench
I was.
rest.
Wondering. Yeah, there's a small part of me that was wondering how far over my head this might
oh
be.
man.
He's using your
Well-
head as a bench rest.
I was going to go right back into the corner, but I didn't know if I could see through the barrier and whether or not what that effect would be.
From this position, I would say this ghoul has half cover.
Okay.
I believe is +2 AC. Is that right?
Quarters +2, half is +4.
Ooh.
Is it?
Plus 5 for 3.
5.
No, half is +2. 3/4 is
Okay.
+5. Yeah, he's got half, so we'll give him +2 to AC
All right, here we go.
while it's in
Bam.
the alcove.
20.
20 will definitely hit though. Oh my
12
goodness
piercing.
sakes!
Wow.
Bringing out the big guns. You feel like
Literally.
blow
Literally.
half its arm away. Just very violent. Just hisses so terribly. It is still in unlife, but that did a number on it.
That's my turn.
All right, its turn next. 10, 15, 20. It sees the giant bear, sees the musket, but it actually looks around for a second, realizes it got nowhere to go, so it just hisses and charges at you all angrily. And we'll actually leave it up to Token Fate on who. I'm going to rule that Alaric can be targeted, by the way, since you're on the bear.
Yep.
So you're kind of in all
That
of
is-
these 4 spots. Yeah.
Yeah, that is part of the mount rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just going to literally include Bahn, Alaric, and Io, and we'll determine who gets hit. And Fate has chosen Alaric. As this ghoul rushes up, slathering, and attempts to reach up and claw you off, thinking you must be the leader since you're riding on the bear.
Meets it hits.
Okay. I'm hitting that cleric, though.
Yep.
For 8 slashing. And I need another con save. Once again, because of your undead resistance, you have advantage on this save to avoid being paralyzed. Oh, man. Alaric. Good night. The first one you already rolled advantage to, so.
I don't know why it rolled twice,
Okay.
but okay. So yeah.
I you
Gonna take a nap?
you feel him just go rigid, still on top. Assuming Io doesn't move, I will allow you to remain mounted on top of the bear. Big enough where you can just kind of be awkwardly paralyzed on top. And then it is Io's turn.
Oof. Okay. Well, Okay, so this token is still showing all of my hit points and stuff for IO. It didn't convert to the
Yeah,
bear.
I use the little red bar.
That's
I
fine.
need to implement that fancy thing you sent me, but yeah,
Alright, I'll just
we just
open
use
this
them as
up
like
so I
basically
can see.
temporary. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll just open this in a different window. Okay, so I'm gonna feel that that paralysis sink in from Alaric, and I'm going to lunge forward
Do it like that.
at him, and I will use my multi-attack first. I will go in with a bite on him. See if this works.
Oh, bear angry.
Bear angry. And that's
23 times hit.
10 piercing damage from my bite.
Ouch. It's still up, but you rip a good chunk of its ghoulish body apart.
As I kind of pick my head up, I'm just going to lean in and take one of my paws and just come across with my claws at it. And that's going to miss.
Oh, yeah.
Big time miss. Holy cow.
You know, you're trying to keep Alaric on your back and avoid, like, knocking his poor paralyzed ass over, so being very gingerly with your attacks.
Did you say if I move at all, he will fall off? Is that what you're...
It would probably depend on how far you're moving. I mean, if you're literally only moving at like half your total distance, then I would rule that you can keep him on by doing that. But if you try and move your full distance, then you might have to make a check or something to keep him on top. Because if he's paralyzed, I don't think he can.
I'm not doing much.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to just gingerly walk
Yeah,
over
'cause
here.
He automatically fails strength and dex save, so he would essentially fall off unless you're being very careful.
Okay. I want to move. I won't move out of melee, but I will move out of the way in case somebody else wants to target him.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn.
Gingerly walk forward, keeping him on.
Here comes that someone else.
Lucian, this ghoul is now very, very damaged.
I will step up and cast Ray of Frost. Oof. 12?
12 does hit a ghoul who is no longer in cover.
Sweet. 3 cold.
3 cold. It did not have very many hit points left, so once again you get the kill from the Ray of Frost. As the ice slams into its body and it just goes rigid and falls backward. And the coast appears to be clear from this room, and or Alaric eventually comes to.
1 hour later.
Really don't like fighting ghouls.
Ah. So I'm gonna have to do a cure wound spell on myself because that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to direct everybody over here towards the tunnel so they can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I fit in there in bear form since I have an hour?
I would say yes. You'd have to go very slowly. It would not be comfortable, but as long as you're not in combat, technically, you can go as slow and careful as you want.
Okay, I'll keep my form for now.
Okay. So Alaric finally comes out of paralyzation and has to heal himself.
And I can go first if everybody wants me to, although I can't see. Does the light spell?
Oh, I would have recast that.
But it was
Does it
on
have
the
to be on
quarterstaff.
Yeah, it has to be on an object, is it not?
Well, my everything gets absorbed into me when I wild shape.
Yeah, I think it would,
So-
as long as the spell is still...
You're a glowing bear.
I'm just glowing from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. You'd like your eyes
Okay.
glowing or something cool.
Headlights.
Okay.
Headlights.
Perfect.
There's
I
like
will
an
kind
S curve ahead.
Yeah, you see.
Anything of interest in this? Anything else interesting in this room?
You all can certainly roll investigation on the sarcophagi if you want to search them.
I'll give it a shot this time.
You guys really don't want to search these things, do you?
Yeah.
11 and 9 is not going to find anything of interest. Corey, or Lucian, you give me a D4 as you manage to scrounge up.
/R and then
Jeez,
D4.
Yeah.
Where the little dice thing on the
Yeah,
side.
you could also use the
Oh yeah, that too. I
dice
forgot.
thing.
What? You mean R slash or slash R?
/R.
Well,
R.
/R space D4, yeah.
Oh, space. That's what it is. Okay.
3. Lucian, you find in the sarcophagus that you are searching an pretty nice agate handled dagger. Looks like it might be worth some coinage.
Ghoul is typing. That's hilarious.
Ghouls typing.
I've got your dagger.
That's funny.
I trade you for a ball.
I searched the sarcophagus and all I got was a lousy ball.
Sorry, marble.
Mm-hmm. But it vibrates
Gently.
gently. Hooray.
I'd like to go back into stealth mode if I could, please.
That could be a good idea. That is a pretty effective stealth mode, yeah. Charge forth. Did we lose some of our players?
It seems like Corey and oh, she's back.
Oh, coming back. Welcome
There's
back.
Lucian.
Can you hear us? Blink twice.
Uh-oh.
Can you? Hello. All right, we've got cameras. But
What was that?
You guys froze on our side.
Yeah, I think we just had like a
Glitch in the
internet hiccup.
Matrix.
A glitch in the matrix. Deja vu. Can you hear us okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Eric's just reloading the crit algorithm again.
That's right.
Is Corey back too? Was it just the two of us or?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Alaric went ahead and went through the thing, and Bahn's like motioning for you to go through the tunnel next.
Yeah, you go through this tunnel that without even rolling a survival check, you can tell has been traversed. It's not like this ancient tunnel or anything. It actually appears to be possibly used fairly frequently, but yeah, it's a very, much a side, like, hidden chamber tunnel. And it opens up into another long hallway lined with alcoves filled with these sarcophagi, these caskets. However, in this one, the northern half...
Past me, kids.
I love when the fucking bear squeezes through with this light pouring out of it.
Yeah, it like squeezes me out.
Yeah. The northern half of this room is covered in thick strands of spider webs, and you can see a pair of undead creatures are shuffling among the webs, almost as if they're tending to them. Now, Alaric rolled a stealth check. Do the rest of you want to give me a stealth check as you come plumbing into this room, or you just want to jump in here?
And I'll run with the idea that I went in front of the bear and the bear popped me out.
Excellent.
Sorry, I was trying to play catch up and I thought everybody
No,
was
I
in
like the idea that
room.
you all got stuck in there, so you just kind of shoved yourself forward. Well, Alaric's carefully trying to like sneak through and be careful. Everybody just like fucking blunders in after.
Turn around and go, shh.
All right. Well, lucky for you all, these are not the most perceptive creatures. So even with these, well, good and not so good stealth checks, they still, at the moment at least, right now at this 1 second moment, they are not aware of your presence as you come out of this chamber.
You said they're moving around, right?
Yeah, they weirdly do not appear. I mean, these webs appear to be real, tangible webs from what you can see, but they don't appear to be affected by them at all.
At any point, do they get right next to each other, like literally 5 feet apart? Like,
At some point, yeah.
when that happens, I would like to cast Twin Chill Touch.
Okay.
Activate Reaper.
Activate Reaper. Yeah, we can use that as a surprise round, I think.
Yep. So activate Reaper. All right.
Let's see. So cleric cast necromancy
Yep.
cantrip normally targets only one creature. Spell can instead target 2 creatures in range, 5 feet of each other. Okay.
Yep.
So you can hit both of and these do not appear to be ghouls. These appear to be just classic zombies. So
Okay.
a 20 and a 12 will hit them.
Jeez.
With this outstanding damage. Look at this.
Am I not rolling at? I'm clicking on Chill Touch.
You did no. It
I'm
looks
rolling
like
nat ones
Yep.
every time.
Yep.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
nailing the roll, but it just goes up there and just caresses the cheek. You're just you're not quite getting the punching motion that you need, or the grasping, I guess. All right. So with that opening volley, let's get some initiative on these creatures.
The shame.
That's better.
You're casting Chill Caress.
Negative 0.02. Oh my goodness. Not so much with the initiative on these 2 creatures, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rye, you beat Alaric this
Oh
time for the
I'm still in
combat.
shame from my Chill Touch.
All right, so the musket's back on my back, so I kind of slide over to here and firebolt the one on the left.
You've used 3 different weapons, I think, in the course of this one dungeon. Really playing up the all the different accoutrements you have.
And I'm still holding a spell, so when we get to... I still have 1 spell slot.
Nice. 12 will hit a zombie, as we know. Zombies have shocking low AC.
3 fire.
Were you hitting 1 or 2?
The one on the left.
Okay.
I can't see that far. It's a 1.
For 3 fire damage. All right, and you can see the flames kind of lick at the webs, which appears to alarm the zombie more than even the damage does, but they are very obviously aware and hostile to all of you. All right, Alaric.
Let's see if Chill Touch ×2 works better this time.
Nailing the hits, at least. Oh, shit.
There you go.
Finally.
But you got max and minimum. Let's see.
It's called range.
Yeah. That is the gamut of the range. I will say, with that Chill Touch, the one on the left, the first zombie, looks very heavily injured. All right, Lucian.
I'm going to step up. I'm going to hit the more injured one with a Ray of Frost.
Also, you can change your Roll20 name. That's why I fucked it up earlier. If you go to that drop down in the lower right corner, and you can change that to your character name, then it'll post as your character name.
Done.
All right, Ray of Frost is coming out. Somebody can't. Guys, it's a D8, not a D1. I don't know. What's funny is
my God.
I don't think he's rolled more than a 3 on that, and he's gotten 2 kills with Ray of Frost still in this dungeon. So
Step away.
Unfortunately,
Get
not
away
enough.
from Alaric.
Not enough to kill that one. It's a very impressive display of pyrotechnics from everybody, but
Yeah.
damage is.
But he does have 10 foot less movement. if
Ooh,
he's
that's
active.
true. Zombies are not exactly known for their speed. Bahn.
Hopefully we can keep this one rolling. I'll cast Vicious Mockery and say, your shoelace untied. Oh, I ruined it. I've got a 2.
That's you.
To number 2,
All right.
the second one.
Oh, okay. For wisdom. Wise are you, zombie? Not wise enough. It takes 2 psychic damage. I think it has disadvantage or something. Is that right? From Vicious Mockery? Advantage on the next attack roll. It is sufficiently bullied.
And Chill Touch Undead, they would have disadvantage attacking me next turn.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, was that the end of turn, Bahn?
Yes.
This one
If they can
has
get there.
10 fewer speed, correct? Because of the Ray of Frost that hit it. Which means it can only move to here. It would try to dash, which would only give it to here. So it lumbers forth, sadly. As it gets close, you see the occasional spider flitting in and out of various holes in its body.
Nice.
There's a whole lot of nope in this scene.
Yeah. Then we go to Iobear.
Which one would I have advantage on? This close one or the far one?
Don't think
They have
that-
disadvantage. I don't think you
Yeah.
have advantage.
No, you hit one of them with Vicious Mockery, I thought.
Yeah,
I don't
that means
think that-
it has disadvantage on its attacks. I don't think it grants advantage to
Oh.
others, I
Okay.
believe. The one that's right here that's approaching, however, looks very, very wounded.
Okay, I will go up to it, stepping over Bahn gingerly. And I will go ahead as I kind of come into its melee. I'll just kind of turn my head to the side and take a bite at it.
Oof.
And that would be 11 piercing.
You absolutely bite the shit out of that zombie. You rip that head off, and it falls down dead. But
Yep.
Oh, man.
when it dies and falls to the ground, the corpse just bursts open, and you see just dozens of spiders swarming out of it. And
Stop.
some of you may have even heard. Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders either. May have heard of a certain kind of spider that can even create undead as its servants, basically, and as well as a source of food and home for its young. I will go ahead and roll initiative for that swarm. So that becomes a new unit on the. It'll still your turn, but now
Okay.
there is a swarm of spiders there, just swarming right now over the corpse.
Now I'm all
Okay.
itchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have that too, right? Every time you feel something, you're like, fuck. Get like phantom, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll flavor it that with my claws. I just kind of like stomp down on it with my claws.
Wow. Oh my gosh, this fucking bear. Got my licks in early, so this is the revenge.
It's like when the bear like rears up on its hind legs and like pushes down with both paws, both front paws.
Yep.
Putting down a fire. Yeah, much to your chagrin, your damage doesn't appear to be as damagey as you were hoping with a swarm, but you do manage to stamp out a number of the spiderling swarm.
Is there a way that I can position myself so that it can't get to Alaric without going through me, or no, there's not enough space?
it'd have an attack of opportunity right now if it moved forward.
Well, right now
No.
it wouldn't. You can occupy the same space as the swarm. You can.
Okay, so if I put myself there, I will literally be a shield.
Yeah,
right?
because you're pretty sure this thing would not have enough. A swarm wouldn't have enough tactical awareness to go after the weakest party member. It would just swarm up the nearest creature. So yeah,
Okay.
by doing that, you can literally begin protection mode. All right, there's another zombie back here. This one I don't think had its speed reduced, correct? It's just, but it has disadvantage on its next attack roll. All right, because of the something vicious mockery. It feels bad. So it lumbers forth. It has just enough speed to reach the bear, but it has disadvantage. And again, you see like little spiders flitting out of it, out of its body. It attempts to slam into you. I think 16 hits the bear. I don't think you have very good AC as the bear.
Correct. Wait, let me check. Yeah, my AC is only an 11 as the bear.
Okay. That slams you for a meager 4 damage.
Okay.
It's impressive. Negative 0.02 initiative. All right, we go to Rye. So just to remind you, there is a swarm of spiders, although it basically has cover being beneath the bear at this point.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I
Mhm.
wouldn't have given that thing cover. That's why I asked if
choice.
You're just trying to stand between?
I was trying to, I wasn't trying to give it cover from everyone else. I was trying to
Push
make
me
sure
back
that,
one.
yeah, like I was the first wall. I guess maybe I didn't explain that the right way.
Okay,
I wouldn't have
that's fine.
given it.
Kind of just push me back one and take that next spot down.
Yeah, that probably
Yeah,
easier mechanically.
yeah.
There you go.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, that works. So yeah, there's a swarm, and then there's still a zombie there.
Alright, I firebolt the zombie.
14 does hit
14?
a zombie, absolutely.
For 7 fire.
All right, flames lick up its body, and now you've got that awesome smell of burnt flesh, along with the also awesome smell of dead zombies. Dead zombies. It's still up, but damaged quite a bit. The swarm will do its swarmy thing. I won't describe it too much. Swarm. Let's do there. Where are you, swarm?
The token's bad enough, Eric.
Yeah. Against Io. Oh, but it cannot find purchase. You are stamping around like crazy and knocking them off while it's trying to get near you.
My fur is too thick.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. That's not like me when I'm attacking you. Ugh. Alaric.
Okay, they are still within 5 feet of each other. So
Yes.
gonna do Reaper
Look
again.
at this. Double, man, always, yeah, just... Is it literally just 2 hands coming out and like grabbing?
2 spectral hands just reach out and grab
Okay.
a hold of them. The one's now just kind of patting out on the spiders, but
Yeah.
the other one just kind of just grabs the throat of the zombie.
You do note that necrotic damage, though, does full damage against that swarm. And at this point, you think you've actually destroyed about half of the swarm. So we go to
Okay.
Lucian.
How's that zombie looking?
Also pretty damaged. Oh, its disadvantage is over.
Okay.
Let me just check. I can hear. What's the range on that? 60 feet. Yeah, I got it. I'm going to focus on the swarm, and with my free casting of it through Fey Touched Feet, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on it. You just hear this unholy sound emanating from me. It's an old Kravokian lullaby.
Oh.
Mom used to sing it to me.
Reminds me of
very
the
like-
orphanage.
E minor, very like off-putting.
Reminds me of the orphanage. It's comforting. Thank you.
Yeah. Come
A lot of
along.
ninths.
Let's see. Wisdom.
So wisdom. Yeah.
Okay. How wise is the swarm? Oh,
Holy cow.
fuck. Surprise. I had a -2 on that roll. I had a -2.
Terrible.
I rolled a 19.
Terrible.
Oh, man.
May have been my humming along that distracted him.
Right. Yeah. You oddly created a perfect harmony. Is it...
Do you take even half?
I
On a
I
success,
thought
you
it's...
take
I think
half
it's
as
half.
much,
Yeah. So go ahead and
Yeah.
roll.
But you don't have to move away.
Yeah. That's the cool part of that spell, too, because it triggers all the opportunity attacks.
I'm just gonna cast it. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna have to do this.
3d6.
Yeah. Might have a... There you go.
Ooh.
13. So it takes half of that. And that swarm is looking pretty messed up now. You think you've taken down most of that swarm. It's probably barely considered a swarm.
Nice.
I'll just step out of the way in case someone wants to move. Actually, move over there. And then I'm done.
I will mention, Lucian, as you get kind of near this archway, etched above the entrance to this room to the south, you see a phrase written in common, and it says, "From the cradle." Bahn, it's to you.
I'll lean over the bear's rear end and say, "You are the ugliest cocoon I've ever seen." For
I'm
one
like-
psychic damage if it
Oh,
fails.
Is it? This is the zombie, I assume, the cocoon,
Yeah,
the walking
yeah,
cocoon.
number 2. Yeah.
Y'all are pros at rolling the 1 on the damage. Is it? Oh, that's not the swarm. Sorry, that was the zombie. Actually, the zombie actually is a little bit more
No,
wise.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'll just, because that is an action, take a step back.
Okay. We've got. Oh, no, that was the dead zombie. Io. That zombie body out of the way.
Okay, well, I'm going to attack the only thing. Well, wait, is the swarm still?
Swarm is still up, but it's very. Honestly, both creatures are very heavily damaged, but you do note there's still spiders crawling around the zombie.
Okay, so I'll take my first attack against the swarm, see if I can bite my way through that.
That will definitely hit.
6 damage.
It's gonna hit a few of them, but it's still up.
Okay, then I'll try to take that down with my claws.
That will hit.
And 12.
That will absolutely smash the last few of the spiders of the swarm.
And then with the last part of my my turn, I will just step here and I will just roar in the face of that zombie. And that is the end of my turn.
Normally a creature would be terrified, but zombie doesn't give a shit. It's a zombie. It will try to slam a jam. Ineffectively, though. Maybe the roar did affect it in a way. And we go to Rye.
I'm mute. Is the bear now in my way?
You can still shoot around the bear.
You can barely see the zombie.
I can barely.
Let's
one.
add
Alright.
that to the tracker.
Put it on the board.
Fireball again. More fire.
More fire.
Especially now that I've seen the spiders. Yeah, more fire.
Yeah, burn it. Fire. Hey, alright. You're rolling a bit better on the damage. That fire does engulf that zombie, and a similar thing happens where bursting out of it come some spiders. Due to the fire damage, I'm actually gonna have them take some damage though, as they spill out, and a few of them pop with little little fire explosions.
Excellent. That's my turn.
That one, and I'm gonna roll initiative for these guys.
It's a cool monster. It's a neat idea.
Yeah, zombies explode into spiders. Alaric.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
Creatures that turn into other creatures is definitely.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, yeah, there's a damage shield
Nice.
touch.
So yeah, spectral hand just comes out and starts swatting.
Full 7 necrotic damage. Yeah, just slamming, smashing. You feel like you've already killed over half of this swarm. It appears to be not as swarmy as the last swarm.
Very much. I appreciate the wall. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've even been able to hit her either. Just
She is a tank.
dodge tank. Yeah. Ironically, now that you're the bear with all the hit points, now I can't actually hit you. All right,
Yeah, that makes sense.
right. If you were in druid form, you'd already be down by now.
We'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll step into that corner. Yeah, Ray of Frost. Ugh.
What is this swarm AC? I have to actually look up the AC. 10 is not going to hit.
All right.
Swarm. They are a little bit harder to hit than a zombie.
Yeah. They're skittering about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my goal.
All right, the swarm will try to skitter on the bear. Can I hit the bear? This thing has half. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, I dropped that dice on the floor somewhere. I dusted it off and threw it to the ground. Lucky for you, the swarm. Yeah, it would have been really, really bad had this swarm had its full swarm powers, but it has only half of its compatriots. So that is merely a 10 damage to the bear as they viciously swarm over and bite. And now it is Bahn's turn.
Io, to the right. No, on the left, the right. I'm going to give the help action to give her advantage on her next attack.
Ah. You can hear the kobold irritatingly commanding you.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Somehow that bolsters me.
Okay, so let's see. Can I roll with advantage? Yes, I can. Okay, so we're gonna bite at the swarm.
14 does hit.
All right. 8 damage on the bite.
Okay, give me one more.
Does the second one go at advantage as well, or just the first hit?
I don't
Does
know
it-
for sure with help. I think it's the first. I think it's
Okay.
like the next attack. Gets.
Okay, so
I'll
let me
look it up.
turn that off
Yeah, I don't actually remember.
because it's multi-attack. So I'll just roll.
It
the
depends
other
if it's
one.
the action or if it's
Right.
the attack. If it's the action, then it would be the whole, all of it. But if it's just the attack, then
Why do I feel like it says on the next attack? I don't have it in front of me, but I feel like it says
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
on the next. Yeah, so we'll just roll that regular. Because it's a nat 20, baby.
Ooh. Give it and take it away. All right, with that absolute slam, you just swipe the rest of the swarm and splatter little vicious spider bodies all over the wall.
You just sat down and just started, scratching, and it's all over.
That appears to be the rest of the enemy combatants.
I'm go up and check the bear for ticks.
That's fair.
Well, excellent work, everyone.
Like to pop a torch and move forward and see
Yeah,
if I
you
can light
do-
these webs on fire.
Okay. You don't see any more cocoons or swarms or zombies in the area. It seems to be that was the bulk of it. You do see, right before you put your torch to the webs, some obviously long desiccated remains, but there may be some loot to be had amongst those remains before you burn everything.
All right. I would definitely be interested in taking a look at that.
Yeah. So among these remains, you find swarm of spiders talks. A glass rod arcane focus. Looks like it might be worth some coinage, which I accidentally posted in the chat. You find 16 gold worth of loose coins. And you find a +1 rapier sword with a nice kind of spider web hilt.
Very nice. Very nice.
I realize like half of you use rapiers, so you could all fight over this.
Yup.
To the death.
Yeah. Thankfully, your rogue is not here, too.
And yeah, that's the irony when you have a all spellcasting party.
Mm-hmm.
It's like rapiers for everybody.
It also sucks that the rapier is like the obvious good finesse weapon. Like there is no other alternative for just pure raw damage.
And once things are reasonably required, torch the place.
Then you torch it, yeah, and you can burn it up. We're at the 3-hour mark, but honestly, I think we can push it a little bit further. You guys have explored almost the entirety of this place, and I've got some good plans for a good stopping point. So,
okay,
assuming everybody's cool with one little bit, I think we can do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Wow. What's up with the sword?
Shiny.
I think he goes, "What sword?"
Pull out Bahn's trick.
Well, I mean, he was the only one that went up there, right?
Yep.
The question is, sleight of hand wise.
Alaric wouldn't do that. Just come back and it's like, hey, I tossed the coins to Bahn, not realizing that he is taking his own cut. And
40 sessions later, wait a minute.
Yeah, glass rod, and it's like, I have no use for this. I'd hand it off to probably hand it to Lucian. And it's like, I don't know if this is something that be more for you or not. And then spider rapier. That looks very well made.
That's nice. It's too big for me.
What other weapons does everybody else use?
That's my main go-to, unless I'm riding bear, and then I'll go to Warhammer.
I tap my pistol.
Okay.
What about Lucian? Does he have a weapon as well?
I will check out the glass rod, though. This looks interesting.
Yeah. So if no one else wants the rapier, I'll take it.
Unless you're right, is this something that you could use?
I'd break it, probably.
That tracks.
My weapons are cold steel.
Well, let's go before we lose this bear.
So as I mentioned above this, and now the rest of you see that what Lucian saw earlier, written above the archway to this hallway. Here, etched in common, are the words "from the cradle." And as you approach or walk into this another antechamber, a lot like the ones that you've been in before, has doors to the west and south. However, to the east is a suit of spiked armor that resembles an Iron Maiden staring impassively. And Bahn, as soon as you walk into this room up to it, it immediately animates. And I'm going to actually have it surprise you since you brazenly walked in here.
Yeah, for sure.
And attempts to slam a jam you in the face.
Not gonna take
Once and twice. Here comes the crit. Oh, man.
much.
You're dumb luck. It's used to having a human size.
go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just fear the air wish around your fucking ears. Oh, man.
Let's hit the tibet when he starts moving
Yeah.
slowly.
Let's get some initiative again. You guys are triggering all the things.
In a moment.
He's inquisitive. That's one of his words. He's
Mhm.
inquisitive. So
It's a great thing to have for a player.
One of the frustrating things about this whole dungeon crawl is it's all undead and constructs.
That's
And half my bag of tricks is not. I can't use it.
yeah. That will not always be the case, but I will.
Empire of the Ghouls.
There is going to be quite a few undead. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Maybe some ghouls.
It's
My
not
level
Empire
two-
of the Teddy Bears. It was-
Yes, at level 2, I have some very nice tricks for humanoids. We will get the
All right, well,
undead stuff later.
You'll have to go murder some people in an alleyway.
Yep.
Well, you know, it's funny. All the regular people I've thrown at you guys, you've actually gotten out of without combat. You've like persuaded them down, so you haven't had to use those. Versus the ones you can't talk out of it. Alaric, you are back on top for initiative as you see this
Okay.
Iron Maiden looking suit of armor spring to life and attempt to pulverize Bahn.
I need help.
We will continue our trend. 13. Well, a 13 hit Iron Maiden.
Will not.
All right.
This thing is literal armor.
Okay.
No, I need you next to me.
Yeah, everybody's gonna stay back. Nobody goes past the bear. That's the rule. Broke the rule.
I can't get in there past the bear.
You can. It just takes double
Yeah.
movement to.
Double movement, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
To awkwardly
you could-
like
You
crawl
could barely squeeze past.
under. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go there. Yeah.
I mean,
Had to be
techni-
done. Had to be
Technically, I would have. Oh, wait, I forgot to put that on the tracker. Yep. Okay, got it. I stopped moving my token too soon. I was actually following him into the room.
Mm.
It won't make him run, but I'll cast Dissonant Whispers just to do the most damage on it.
Hmm.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom. Oh, it's not very wise. Why wouldn't it make him not run? Is it?
Well, he's backed up to the wall.
Can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere.
Because you have to run away from him.
Oh, I was trying to. Yeah, he has to use its reaction.
Oh,
to,
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but it did use its reaction, so if
Okay,
Bahn
yeah,
wanted
it
to
literally
get
tries to
away
back
from
up
it-
to the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a full 13 psychic damage.
Bond now has a free out. If you would
No,
like.
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Hang on, table that.
Ooh. Sorry.
Magic resistance.
No, it's worse than that.
It's immune to psychic damage. It's a construct.
Lucian, you might. I'm actually going to let you take this back. You may realize that a creature without a functioning mind,
Okay.
it looks like it's an animated suit of armor, might not have a mind to properly attack.
All right. Appreciate that. Then I'll Ray of Frost. 17.
Does not hit the suit of armor. It just breaks off. Tankiest of enemies.
Yep. I'm gonna go there. I'm just making room. Yeah.
Run away!
Yep.
Run away!
Yeah.
Rye, you hit the armor.
It's a great question. I'm gonna try to sneak in same spot and firebolt. Actually no. Seeing the armor, I'm gonna go musket.
Yep.
Oh,
Aw, that
Unlucky.
not gonna hit. It just
Not gonna hit.
just ricochets off the armor. All right, now this thing squares up on you, Bahn. Looks down, like the helmet just, the whole thing rotates down and attempts to pulverize you again.
Ouch.
A
Oh,
20
no.
for 5.
Okay. Sounds safe.
Out of 15.
I think I've got a 14 AC.
I think it's got 6 more damage coming at you. Just a rock'em sock'em.
Yeah.
I'm like, did we bring a bear with us?
You did, but
yeah,
unfortunately
rolling
the bear...
up with a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Bahn, you are still conscious though. Congratulations.
I do. I have 1 hit point.
Took that beating like a champ.
So I like my nose is like scrunched up.
Yeah, there's some real Guy
And,
Ritchie like cut like edits right here. Just
And I'm like, I'm all right, but I am gonna just back up, and I'm disengaging.
okay. Yeah.
I want you guys to
He just
You're right
absolutely fucks
Disengaging.
off.
I'm disengaging.
Actually, it's double movement through her.
I am
so
leaving
I
this
think I gotta come
dungeon
back to
right
feet.
now.
This is a whole different type of nope factor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's speaking my ball and going to.
It's just Looney Tunes out of there.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I was just trying to make sure.
All right, now it is the bear's turn.
All right, I'm gonna charge at it and bite at it as soon as I get there.
23 will hit.
Thank God.
4, 6. Luckily, its actual spikes appear to be more ornamental than actual damaging.
And for my claw attack, I think I'm gonna get up on my hind legs and just kind of come at and try to like come together. Really get into it.
Oh, I love it. You gotta love when you describe it so well and then you're rewarded for it too. Is this 3 crits for Io tonight?
All on the claws.
All on the...
Yep.
I
I think, right?
2 or 3.
I mean, at least 2, obviously,
I think
but I thought we had a third. We'd have to check the tape, but I thought you had a third one earlier.
That is 17 slashing.
Yeah, that is a bunch. This thing is still activated, but you take a good chunk out of it. Like pieces of metal are flying and it's crunched in multiple places like a squeezed can.
I'm going to I think.
With your perception, with your perception, you think you hear voices coming from the other side of the door to the south.
Okay, I'm going to move myself one space over here. Maybe? No? To block the door? No, wait. Shit, I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here where with it.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't block anyone from attacking, then I will end my turn.
All right, Alaric.
And, sneak in to get a little better view. And bring my spectral hand to bear. Or not.
Not to the bear, to the armor.
Yep.
That is not. Yep. Lucian.
I'm going to take a page out of Bahn's book and just provide the help action to eye up.
You've seen where the bread gets buttered right now.
Oh, yeah.
Bear, do your thing. Extra good.
You got this.
So far, she has not needed the advantage, but let's see. Rye.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bonus action reload the musket, because that's the thing, and then shoot the musket. 18.
18 does hit. Congratulations, you found its AC.
For 9 piercing.
All right. Also, congratulations, Rye. You totally stole that bear's kill. That armor gets blasted away.
She softened it up.
Yep. And then for the sake of cinematic timing, those of you in the room, especially Io, with your excellent perception, can hear on the other side of this door. You hear a female voice and a male voice. And the female voice says, "My dear Mr. Cruel, you need not worry. The cult of forbidden ecstasies has become the most sought-after secret amongst the Zobeck nobles. I do not worry. My employers demand results. Every time I stalk this city, I risk attention that we do not need. I can give you all the attention you need." You hear the male voice growl impatiently. "All business and no pleasure with you, Boris. I've already got Melancha in there now. She's about to cement her fate with us, thanks to your latest delivery. Councils of Zobeck will hold a vote on military assistance to Morgau in a few weeks. You need to sway the other consuls. Keep them out. Swaying people is what I do best. With Melancha in our pocket, the other..." And you can hear them suddenly stop and say, "Did you hear that?" And then you think you hear some movement, and you think you hear the sound of scraping against like something opening. And then the voices cut off and everything stops. And I believe that is where we're going to end this session for episode 2 of Empire of the Ghouls.
Good game.
Thank you to
Amazing.
Brandon, Dory, Corey, Christopher, and Stan for playing. Thank you to all of you for watching, and thank you to all of the patrons for helping make these sessions happen. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons: Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, William, I'm Loud, Brandon, Genocider, David, Eclectic, Roleplayer Roll, Christopher, Brian, William, David, Jam and Clams, Christina, Corey, Koa 1337, Jacob, and Eric, and gold patrons: RPG Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Marcus, Dead Lizard Lounge, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, Scott, Humanoid Sized Sphincters, Stephanie, Refus, and Carolyn. Thank you very much for your support. See you all next time for more Empire of the Ghouls.